Travis, did you know you can get this season's COVID-19 shot when you get your flu shot?
Two things at once.
Two things at once! Two things at once!
I'll have two things at once, please.
Now, back to two things at once.
Two things at once.
That's not two things at once.
Mom!
Travis, ask about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Did you know most dish soaps don't remove all the grease, even with scrubbing?
What? I just cleaned those.
Try Dawn Platinum. It removes 99% of grease and food residue. That's why Dawn is trusted to save wildlife affected by oil. Dawn Platinum cleans to the squeak.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 is so good, the crew is giving every combination code names.
I got that sauce biscuit and some Tay-Tays.
Eggman and Saucy Boy. 2 hot coffees.
No matter what you call it, Wendy's breakfast is that breakfast. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Having triplets is amazing.
So we switch.
We now take you to this special presentation of the WIAA Sports Network.
From Camp Randall in Madison, Wisconsin, this WIAA Sports exclusive is brought to you statewide by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, reminding you to look for the proudly Wisconsin badge to know you're getting the best quality and supporting local dairy farms. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation, Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. A proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award for over 50 years. And WIAC. We teach, we inspire.
Crazy Lenny's, the Midwest's oldest and largest e-bike only store, is having Black Friday specials the entire month of November. Come see the Midwest's largest selection of e-bikes and get savings on selected models for as much as 50% off. Treat yourself to a great bike for a great deal, only at Crazy Lenny's.
Over 89 active auctions right now, like this GMC 3500 with plow for $100, or this Sony SLR camera for $5. Okay, maybe not this week, but this baby dump truck for $100, definitely. Make a bid, get a deal, don't miss out. WisconsinSurplus.com.
At SSM Health, we know it's not always easy to fit a doctor's visit into your schedule, especially for a minor illness or health issue. That's when SSM Health Express Virtual Care can help. Just complete a quick online form or jump on a video chat with an SSM Health provider and you'll receive a diagnosis and treatment plan right when you need it. That's healthcare that fits your schedule. Get started now at ssmhealth.com/virtual care.
Playing Wisconsin's biggest sale of the year is going on now. Basketball hoops are up to 37% off. Trampolines are up to 35% off. And select play sets are up to 50% off. Save hundreds on installation and accessories, too. Black Friday deals on November 28th, so visit playingwisconsin.com today.
After a few months into Summit Credit Union's Project Money, let's see how creating smart money habits is getting this team closer to their goals and building financial confidence.
I'm Kelly, and this is Travis, and we're from Janesville, Wisconsin. Since we've been doing Project Money, we've increased our credit rating by about 15 to 20 points each. During the week, we used to do a lot of retail therapy, and now instead of that, we're spending more time together and not just spending without thinking about it. We are no longer spending a lot of money on going out.
You think that you have to go out to have a good time, and it's just fine staying home. And it's a lot cheaper.
We used to go around kind of their head hung down, and we were afraid to put ourselves out there and ask questions to the experts. And now we've learned we don't want to go it alone at all anymore. We want to let others help us.
Summit can help you reach your goals too. Get started today at summitcreditunion.com.
This holiday season, Blaine's Farm and Fleet is where wishes come true for everyone, especially during our pre-Black Friday sale. Start saving early with Black Friday-like deals throughout the store. Like half off this digital air fryer oven. Save $50 on this Milwaukee 2-tool combo kit and buy 3 Cooper tires, get 1 free with up to $100 in consumer rebates on select sets of 4. Plus, rewards members are invited to save an extra 10% in store during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's private shopping night. This Sunday only, starting at 6 p.m.
Crazy Lenny's, the Midwest's oldest and largest e-bike only store, is having Black Friday specials the entire month of November. Come see the Midwest's largest selection of e-bikes and get savings on selected models for as much as 50% off. Treat yourself to a great bike for a great deal, only at Crazy Lenny's.
Souvenir merchandise. It's on sale at Bucky's Locker Room locations in the southeast corner of the state.
We are ready for another game of football here at Camp Randall as we welcome you to the 2023 WIAA Division 4 Football State Championship. Luxemburg Casco, the Spartans, taking on the Blue Devils of Lodi. Welcome into Camp Randall Stadium. I'm Brad Hanson. So excited to have you with us for this final game of the day. Let's set the table for this one, and for that, we'll send it up to Bob Brainerd and Scott Nelson.
Brad, thanks. Scott, the big E, emotion. It's always a part of making to the state championship football game. But for these two teams, the big E is going to be a big part of it.
Yeah, I think certainly for Luxemburg Casco, right? They played Catholic Memorial last week in a huge game that we were able to pull out towards the tail end of that game. It's their first time setting foot inside Camp Randall, so you have to manage the emotion of that as well as the surroundings with that. For Lodi, a different set of emotions. Dave Paul's last game, his son is a senior. They've been here before. A lot of these guys watched as those older players when they were in middle school and elementary school, that now is their time to shine. But they have that same challenge ahead of them.
Lodi, you can see, 13-0. They're trying to run the table, bring home another gold ball. Before we kick this one off, we send it down to the field, and Carly Murata.
Hey guys, you know I'm going to give you even more emotion down here. I was just talking to head coach Neil Searing of Luxemburg Casco. Their team won the last two games by a combined 5 points. And I asked him, what did you learn about your team from that? He said, the brotherhood is real. No matter where I coach, what I do, I'll love these kids and believe in them no matter what. As for Lodi and Dave Poles, I said, what's your final message to your team? Leave it all out there. Don't have any regrets. Play with your heart and soul.
Thank you, Carly. Our Menards keys to the game for this one. Brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And Nelly, everything runs through Rodsman. That's because they're QB and they're all-state player on defense. He's something special.
Yeah, he's an athlete. And Lodi's going to have to account for him wherever he goes. He's got over 1,300 yards rushing. Coming into the game, well over 2,000 yards passing. He's a player that controls the offense. And obviously a tremendous football player, a defense being named All-State.
And for Lodi, of course, ball control offense. That has always been the calling card of the Blue Devils.
Yeah, and they do it really well. Like, they all the way through the middle school, all the way into high school, these guys are comfortable with what Coach wants them to do. Coach Pauls does a great job in teaching them. Mason Lane, their quarterback, is no slouch himself. He's going to be ready to go and lead his team here in the big Camp Randall Stadium. And he's got some guys around him. And one of them is Tyler Clemens and Brady Pauls, coach's son. Those guys, between the three of them, have well over 2,000, almost 3,000 yards rushing.
Under the lights on the big stage here at Camp Randall. Luxemburg Casco won the toss. They defer. They will boot it first. Back to receive it. Aiden Grosskopf and Brody Rip. Trace Shayenbeck, big man on campus at Luxemburg Casco. Why? He hit the game-winning field goal in the level 4, almost walk-off win. It was close enough to give them the victory over Catholic Memorial and punch their ticket to states.
And these guys, again, they don't back down, right? They're well prepared, they're well coached, and this is about execution and putting it all on the field tonight.
Here we go. Spartans, maroon helmets, all white. Top to bottom, Lodi in the blue jerseys, fielding it at the 14-yard line. This is Grosskopf. Out to the 32, he goes. And the Lodi offense, Scott Nelson, you mentioned Mason Lane, an all-state quarterback, dual threat QB, leader on both sides of the football. He is the most detail-oriented player of this squad. He's ready to lead this attack.
And carries tremendous poise in the field with him. He doesn't panic. He recognizes. He reads the defense. He's well-schooled by watching film. A lot of interaction with the coaching staff to make sure that they're prepared. And he's a guy that's going to be fun here to watch tonight.
Those are your players to watch. Brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance. Premiums paid here stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. 1st and 10 from the 33. Lane. Snap. Hand it off. Instead, fake it and bomb it. Got his man. And this is going to be 6 points. Touchdown, Lodi. Boom. On the board in one play.
No flags on the play. Aiden Grosskopf is the sole receiver on the far side. When we get a chance to watch this replay, tremendous job of play action rolling out, flooding the zone where your quarterback in Mason Lane is rolling out, and he's patient, and finds the open man who just beat his guy up over the top, and a nice little chip block by Gavin Sargent to set him free. But one play, one score. Man, what a way to start this game for Lodi.
67 yards, an electric start for Lodi. Jacobo, Castillo, Rosales.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please answer me. Oh God, Bobby, no.
Robo-assistant ready.
Well, now that we're married, we need help merging our finances.
Choose from these options: investing, insurance, retirement planning, college funding.
I have so many questions.
Here is a link to our FAQ page. Was this information helpful?
Go with no.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I'm sure you have questions.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. Insurance, financial planning, all in one place.
Please rate my service.
I think when anybody comes onto our farm, they see how family-oriented we are. Having the 3 generations all at one dinner table, it's just a really fun time to spend as a family. I would love to see them someday taking over the farm as well. You know, that's a farmer's ultimate dream, to see it pass on to the hands of the next generation.
Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin cheese and dairy.
Save on big projects. Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss out. Get organized. Save 11% on Dakota Closet Systems. Transform your home with 11% off new Mastercraft doors. Build your dream kitchen and save 11% on Clearview cabinetry. Or go even bigger and get 11% off a whole house. Don't miss out. There's no limit to what you can save. Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day.
Save big money at Menards.
Aiden Grosskopf takes it to the house for Lodi on the very first play from scrimmage. He was in the final, Scott, of the 100-meter dash at State Track and Field. Could you tell once he got the football?
Yeah, I remember watching him run up at State. A good-sized kid. He is explosive. And that's what you like to see, right? Guys that are multi-sport athletes producing in other ways and got on top of the defender. Just a really well-executed play action. Got the defense to go to their left. Ended up rolling back to the offensive right and just being patient, buying time as he drifted out to the side, and Mason Lane delivered a dime and a great catch by Aiden.
Cameron Dorner is deep along with Brady Massey. Castillo Rosales squibs it. Someone's got to get it. Scooped up at the 22-yard line. This is Dorner, and he's tackled immediately. So it took a long time to get to the football, and when he did, special teams was there to bring him down. Key offensive players to keep your eye on for Luxemburg Casco, brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance, Scott.
Max Ronsman, we talked about him already, being an all-state defensive back, tremendous quarterback with his legs and through the air. Other guys to watch, in Cameron Dorner, a nice runner, right? He's a guy that buys time, reads keys, and understands what his offensive line is doing in front of him and finds ways to gain yards.
Ronsman has to reel in the snap. It was an issue, and that could have been a lot worse than the end result. Max had to peel it out of the sky, and some of the defenders to watch, courtesy of Rural Mutual for Lodi. They've got a bunch, including Brady Poles, the coach's son.
Yeah, these guys pursue really well. They're well-disciplined on defense. They read their keys, and then they fill really, really hard. They hit the gaps, and they are explosive on defense, and they pack a punch when they hit you.
2nd and 10. Ronsman. He goes sideline deep, and it's caught! Down at the 42, reeling it in. Braden Schley.
He's well covered on the play, delivers again a dime. Ronsman throws it out there, lets his receiver run underneath it. lays out for that. Tremendous coverage as well on the play by Aiden Groskopf, who just scored for Lodi. They got one over the top of him, but man, we're starting to see some things happen here and trying to deliver a knockout punch here early in the first quarter.
26 yards on the hookup to Schley. 1st and 10 at the 41. Greg Klauboff is the offensive coordinator for the Spartans. Spread, shotgun, read option offense. Handed off there, off to the left side. And some wrestling underneath to bring down the running back. That's Andrew Class.
38-yard line, gain of 3.
Class over 500 yards on the ground this season, along with 11 touchdowns. They spread it. This backfield, Scott, they spread it around. There's not just one horse that they ride.
Yeah, and I think the guys are comfortable with that, right? They know their number's going to be called at some point, but they're excited to watch their teammates get after it. They show some different formations. That last time they were in stacked quads. Here they got twins with the tight end receiver on the other side, single back. Lots of different formations to account for.
2nd down and 7. Ronsman keeps it this time. Max is the leading rusher in this attack. On the ground, Scott, over 1,300 yards, and he scored 24 touchdowns, calling his own number.
Yeah, pretty impressive numbers, certainly. And then the guy behind him in yardage is Dorner. He's got almost 900 yards in the season, only 6 touchdowns. He probably looks at his quarterback, give me the ball a little bit more, would you? Quit hogging that thing.
If you can punch it in, hog away. 3rd and 7 here, just trying to pick up the first down. They need the 31-yard line. Ronsman on the move. And it's intercepted. Lodi picks it up. Mason Lane, the quarterbacking that secondary and ball hawking.
Really good job by Lane being patient, rolling out onto the outside edge. This is always a dangerous throw for your quarterback, and Ronsman throwing back across to the middle. There you see Mason Lane with a tremendous read and break on the ball. Had a sense about it that he was going to throw it, made a great break underneath the receiver for the first turnover of the game.
That's his 4th interception of the season, and the reward, number 11, says, I got us the ball back, so now I'll...
Young man transitioned out of quarterback, right? That a lot of things going back and forth. We talked about in the open, managing emotion, managing how things go through your play, right? Luxemburg Casco has to settle in now defensively and try and get a stop to get some momentum heading back their way.
They got stung on the first play that Lodi threw at them. 1st and 10 from the 41. And the keeper here by Lane, big gap. Makes his way all the way to midfield. 9-yard run there, 2nd and 1. Take a look at the Luxemburg Casco defense. Didn't have time on the first series. It's brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance. And some of their key bodies over there, Scott, this defense only gave up 13 a game.
Yeah, really good pursuit. Again, well-disciplined. They really have to adjust as Lodi goes in motion. They started to tilt a little bit to really spread things out. They have to be able to close in pursuit of the football. You can't have one guy hanging on a tackle. You got a gang tackle, and that's strictly just pursuit and effort to the football.
And Ronsman, like his counterpart, he's in the secondary, an all-state cornerback for the Spartans. 2nd and 1 for Lodi. On the give. And no gain. Looked like Kyler Clemens was going to get to the sticks, but he's a yard short, so it's 3rd down and 1. Good pursuit, good wrap up there. Bring him up short. Thays on the tackle. Thazy, I beg your pardon. Max, his nickname is Sugar.
Well, we'll call him that.
That's coach's thing. That's between them.
Yeah.
We'll just call him Max.
Max, yeah. You're always telling your defensive line, once you break past the offensive line, the D-line are supposed to get down the line and stay about a yard past the football. Did a great job in pursuit, bringing them down from the backside.
3rd and 1 for Lodi. Keep it on the ground, and they're straight ahead running, just power football by Kyler Clemens. Determined after he was held short on the last play, he barrels into Luxemburg Casco territory.
Clemens isn't a big player, right? He's not packing 200 pounds on there, but he runs extremely hard, and he knows when his offensive line gives him a little gap, he's got to shoot it. And he does it very well with a low pad level, which is why he forced guys down for an extra yard or two after he made contact. That's a sign of a really good running back.
Clemens and Brady Pulls, they're the running backs. You'll see them in and out of the backfield here. They try to keep them fresh because they're keys on defense as well. 1st and 10 from the 42. Go back to him. And Clemens navigates to the 39-yard line. Also, They're going to run Clemens. They're going to run Poles, taking some of the pressure, Nelly, off of Mason Lane because he rushed for over 1,000 yards and 22 touchdowns.
Yeah, this is going to be a game where you have to manage that part of it, right? The number of hits that your players take, especially your quarterback. But these guys have gone all the way through. This is, week 14 now for them, right? They're beat up as it is. So it's about managing those things and trying to prevent as much contact as you can. But you're still putting the hammer down, right? The gas pedal is down as hard as and as far as you can push it for Lodi right now.
2nd down and 7. Sideline toss, catch and carry for a first down. That's Gavin Sargent, big tall receiver, 6'4", $177.
Little bubble screen on the outside edge. Nice block over on the edge by number 85, Zach Nyquist. He needs to block one guy. The rest of it's up to your receiver who catches the football. You get it out on the outside edge. That pursuit has to come all the way from the middle of the field and the hash into the boundary. Really good play call to move the chains.
Nellie Gavin was the Division II triple jump state champion. I would give anything to see him make the catch and then triple jump for extra yards.
That would be interesting.
That would be the ultimate yak. First and 10 at the 29. Mason Lane pulls it back in. And incomplete. Tried to go for touchdown number 2 with Groskopf.
Mason Trimberger in coverage there. Nice job of playing off end. Once the receiver declares on his route, on a go route, turns his hips and tucks right back to him, just a little bit overthrown. But they're not afraid to take the shots, as we've seen here already in the first quarter. Now it's a matter of how do we manage this, right? You take a shot on first down, try and get a quick one. Now it's 2nd and 10. Will Luxemburg Casco tee off, maybe dial up their own blitz to bring some guys in and force them back a little bit, create 3rd and long situation?
Carl Sakchin is the offensive coordinator of this pro shotgun offense for Lodi. Showing pressure up the middle. And Mason Lane still got it. Tackle at the 24-yard line. Boy, he sells it so well in the play action and just the read options, Scott. That's a sign of a really dialed-in quarterback with this offense.
Yeah, they start going off to the left side, so everybody's pursuing and pushing to the right defensively, and it opens up a few gaps to the right. Mason Lane pulls it. Really good job of reading that and tucking the football to gain some yardage. Sets up a 3rd medium, right? 3rd and 5 right now. So this is kind of a tweener. Defensively, are they going to run? Are they going to pass? You got a little bit of a guessing game, and this is where the offense can really take control.
Third and 5 for Lodi. Not going to get there. But Clemens gets them closer. You're looking at 4th down and 2.
I think that's the first time Lodi went off tackle a little bit. They've been gashing up in the middle and trying to hit it straight up ahead. This time they went off the edge. Good pursuit. Sets up a 4th and 2. Going to give a chance to try and go for this thing. Maybe just try and draw them offside, call a timeout, communicate a little bit more with your offense. But Lodi's feeling it right now, right? They feel they're in a groove. Offensively, sometimes you get that with the play calling, and the kids are really comfortable with the way things are going.
4th and 2. Lane. Got the first down to Clemens. And I think now they go back to 3rd and 5. They knew if we can just get enough, no question we go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, a lot of times your head coach is in the headset when you're talking to your offensive coordinator, right? Hey, you got 2 downs, right? You know that ahead of time, so you might call different plays than what you normally would if he's giving you 1. They saw something out on the outside edge. Again, they tilted the defense by the way the alignment was offensively, and he jumped off tackle, right? And he shot the gap where he needed to, and ended up getting 4 or 5 yards out of that. Really good play call and execution by the guys.
And now you're in the red zone. Right. 17-yard line for Lodi and a fresh set of downs. Lane, tons of time. Oh, and the ball bounced off right in the midst of Paxton Krugman. Boy, number 3 would love to have that one back.
Really good job that time by Mason Lane hitting the pocket in between where Krugman is. Really good route running. This is one that when he hits you like that, he just pulled his eyes off the football instead of securing the ball first. Again, some of that's surroundings of Camp Randall. This is a much different arena and setup that they're used to in a high school football field. So sometimes that plays into it a little bit. You just got to lock in and focus, trust your guys. He'll come back to you, and then next time you get your number called, make the play.
You saw Paxton. He's like, yep.
He knew.
Make the catch first. Second down and 10. Mason Lane calls his own number, and 11. Barreling to the right, then cuts back. First down, got to the 7. It'll be first and goal, Lodi.
This time was a quarterback keeper the whole way. Well designed. He's got some lead blockers in front of him. Lodi will put a sniffer back behind the offensive line, which is an extra, instead of a fullback position behind him, he's up tucked behind the guard and the tackle. And again, it creates another lead blocker for you, and it's a tuck and run.
Clemens stays in the backfield for the Blue Devils on first and goal. In motion is Sargent. Give it to Clemens with a burst. Not quite, but closer. 3-yard line now, second and goal, Lodi.
Coaching staff that are up in the box, like looking down at the field, right? The offensive coordinator is running in motion. They're checking in. They're seeing what kind of coverage they're getting. That time they bumped over in man coverage. It might not be necessarily about that run play, but they're setting things up for later on by watching and how Luxemburg Casco adjusts.
He slid the football back actually to the 4-yard line, so operating from there on second and goal. There's a field level view for you on this beautiful Thursday night. We don't often say that at state football.
No doubt.
Lane himself is in. Touchdown. Had bodies in front. He navigated with the lead horses. And it's Lodi 13, Luxemburg Casco nothing.
Really good job by Lane being patient. You'll see all those guys stepping to their left. He's rolling, just waiting and waiting. And what I mean by patient, he's letting the blockers get to the defenders. And when you do that, it opens up a seam. Once he sees it, foot in the ground, get north and south. Big 6 points for Lodi.
And Clemens was out there blocking, so was Jace Kalinsky. And a whole lot of other blue jerseys. 14-0. Lodi with a great start here at State. Now a message from our statewide sponsors at your WIAA network station.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
Is that dishwasher running?
Yeah.
Criterion, ready when you are. Get this Criterion stainless steel appliance suite for under $2,400 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise, and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please answer me. Oh God, Bobby, no.
Our goal is to be net zero by 2025. We know we need to have the best sustainability practices, and we're just going to continue being innovative and doing our best to be as sustainable as we can. We're all working together as one big team, and it's our job to create that for the next generation.
Great start in the Division 4 state championship game for Lodi, 14-0, and this championship tilt Brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. Proud sponsor of WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award for over 50 years. Mason Lane calls his own number, gets into the end zone, his 23rd rushing score of the season. 13 plays, nearly 59 yards. Took 7 minutes plus off the clock.
Started by Lane with the interception, finished by Lane with the touchdown. Pretty impressive.
And that one, a squibber again, but this one goes out of bounds. So Luxemburg Casco will take it up ahead to the 35.
Probably not the kick that Coach Poles wanted on there, but defense is playing pretty solid. You got to trust those guys a little bit.
Mason Lane has already rushed for 28 yards and 4 carries, got the touchdown. He's 2 for 4 through the air, 77 yards after the big play. Start this contest.
67-yarder to start with the first play.
That helps
first score.
Helps pad the stats,
sure
right?
Does.
11 looks the part, doesn't he?
He does.
On both sides of the ball.
Locked in.
Carry there by Trace Shayenbeck. That's the tight end.
You don't see that too often, right? Trent Skolitsky, number 21, does a nice job defensively stringing him out sideline to sideline. Again, pursuit is coming, so you got to trust your guys. If you can't bring the tackle down, just string them side to side, and hopefully the guys behind you are in pursuit.
And Shayenbeck's one of their better athletes, so they'll try to find ways to get him the football. Keep it on the ground here, and an opening out to the 39-yard line on the carry by Andrew Klass.
Andrew Klass on the carry.
Kyler Clements with the nice pop at the end there.
Tyler Clemens
does a really good job. They were bringing a blitz. Luxemburg Casco went away from it, a couple gaps over, and then the pursuit from the 2 outside linebackers pursue in, and again, nice little pop there at the end.
3rd down and 6 for the Spartans. Ronsman throws, catch is made. First down, catch is made. Reeling it in is Chris Vanderwielen. He was a running back last season. They converted him to receiver this year. He's come up with some big catches this year.
Just a simple run, trips open. He's the inside receiver. He's got to push down to about 7-8 yards. Little hitch coming back. Quarterback's reading him. Delivers the ball early. He spins around, the catch is there. And then Jace Kolinsky makes the tackle, but a little too late before the first down.
From the 48. Ronsman, little delayed draw, and delayed just enough to be engulfed by Lodi. Brady Poles was in there, along with Josh Klon.
Andrew Klass on the carry.
Klon does a really good job of staying low with his first step. Doesn't really allow the offensive lineman to push him. And he gets in there, and then bounces off one, bounces off a second, gets in on an assisted tackle with his teammate. Those are fun times when the guys up front are doing their job.
Final seconds winding down here before they turn them around to begin quarter number 2. And that will be the case here at Camp Randall in Madison, Wisconsin. Lodi leading this D4 contest after the first 12 minutes. 14-0. Now a message from your local station. It's your WIAA network affiliates.
Playing Wisconsin's biggest sale of the year is going on now. Basketball hoops are up to 37% off. Trampolines are up to 35% off. And select play sets are up to 50% off. Save hundreds on installation and accessories, too. Black Friday deals on November 28th, so visit playingwisconsin.com today.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
I'm Dina Noland. I drive for Cobeson Buses. Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. First day of school for my son, the fact that I get to bring him there and I can just park my bus right on the side and walk in. They don't mind that. They want you to be there for your family.
I've always enjoyed working with kids. The opportunity to transport them in a bus, I enjoy doing it.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
At Lawton Cates, we're all about comebacks. Whether it's helping you recover after an accident or return to the job following an injury, we fight the odds and the insurance company for our clients every day. Your life counts. Lawton Cates.
Right here. Right here is where opportunity is born. This is where career paths are paved with ambition, determination, and conviction. This is the very spot where trails are blazed with a fiery passion to redefine the status quo and reimagine what's possible. Right here, here, and here is where you look your future straight in the eye and confidently ask, are you ready?
We have a huge inventory at Rosen Nissan Madison, including the Nissan Murano, Rogue, and Pathfinder. You'll save a fistful of dollars with 0% financing, $3,000 Nissan customer cash, and no payments for 90 days. Visit our showroom where our product specialists are here to help, or browse our huge selection online at RosenNissanMadison.com. Come be part of the Rosen family.
Rosen, Rosen, Rosen. Rosen.
Spartans trail by 2 touchdowns here as we begin quarter number 2. How did they get here? They earned it. Played in a tough conference, some big wins. Only loss came against a good Kiwani team. They beat Wrightstown in the regular season finale. Wrightstown just played for a deep Division 6 title, Division 5 title game, I beg your pardon. Ronsman in traffic makes the connection. Reeled in by Brady Massey for a big hunk of yardage to the 44.
Receivers on both sides have done a really good job of finding the pocket where you're open for your quarterback, staying away from linebackers, staying away from defensive backs, and just settling in, giving them a target to throw. Luxemburg Casco needs to find some rhythm here now and get some first downs to sustain a drive and see if they can't get something in the end zone or at least a field goal.
That was big. It makes this 3rd down and 2 manageable. Oh, but maybe not against Lodi. Stopped short. 77 was in there to blow it up. Nick Week
got in there to make the tackle.
Yeah, blowing it up is an operative word, like pushing up front, pushing his offensive lineman backwards and holding, right? That leverage is huge. And then just shutting the blocker to make the tackle. Really good job to create the 4th and 2. That's what you need from your players. Like, guys have to show up in a game like this because you're going best on best. Right, everybody's earned their way to get here. Luxemburg Casco beat Catholic Memorial. People think is a really, really good football team. They're not done, right? They're down 14-0, but they're not done.
And Ronsman not done with the run. Almost took it to the house. If it wasn't for Mason Lane, he would have taken it to the house. First down and more as Ronsman found a crease, Scott, and nearly busted it.
And that's great for their team, right? Great offensively, defensively, just the morale of the team being down 14-0. Again, we were just talking about that. You need to sustain a drive, and big plays like that, those big chunk yardage plays, can break a back of a defense. Now, granted, it's early in the football game yet, so that's not happening with Lodi, but those are things that you set up and you keep coming, and you keep pursuing, and you keep hitting, and you keep laying a foundation for what's coming in the next 2.5 quarters.
So Mason Lane, helmet flew off, so has to take a play off. Ronsman bouncing to the outside. There was nothing there, and then he makes 7, maybe 8 yards on the carry.
Well, smart play by him, right? He's trying to hit up off just outside the left guard. Everything's bottled up, and instead of trying to continue forward, he bounces because the pursuit's coming down. Just a heads-up play by your quarterback with everybody crashing in towards the middle to bounce outside. Nice 8-yard gain on that play.
Ronsman, heart pumping here. Calling his own number a couple times, making plays. Like his counterpart, Mason Lane, who's back in there. Trying to put their teams on their shoulder here in the first half. 2nd down. Slide through. And then forward to the 15-yard line. That's a first down. Vanderweilen.
Carry.
Little jet action coming. Good timing on the snap. Good exchange. Those are always a little dicey when that happens because it's really, really quick. But he recognizes and understands I need 3 yards. Foot in the ground, north and south. It doesn't have to be fancy. We just want to move the sticks and keep this drive moving to keep that Lodi offense off the field and continue building momentum on their own sideline.
And again, that's your wide receiver who was a running back last year. He knows how to run with the football. Gets him the first down from the 15-yard line. Ronsman, incomplete. Off the fingertips that time of Massey.
Brady Massey.
Not bad placement on the football. You have a linebacker pursuing from the inside. You got to throw back, but it's really hard for a receiver who's curling back in on a little hook route to go back to his left side with that, right? Ball got out early, just got on him really quick. Again, a good throw, but a hard adjustment for your receiver.
Spread him out here with trips to the top for the Spartans on 2nd and 10. Ronsman. Again, that RPO action there. He's reading the defense and looking to see where I can go with it. Where's the best plan here? Tuck it into my back, take it myself, pull it back and pass it. Ronsman working hard as per usual. Now, at it again here on 3rd and 7. Neil Searing, the head coach. Hoping the drive doesn't stall here. Ronsman. Catch. And hit right at the 5-yard line. That's a first down as Trey Schoenbeck takes the punishment but hangs in there and hangs onto the football.
Really like the design of this play. Lodi is showing man coverage. He's coming from the right side. Nobody ran with him. It's almost like he was expecting, the defender was really expecting somebody to pass off and pick him up. Nobody did. A tremendous job by Ronsman to make sure he finds the open guy. Again, they're just moving the chain, right? They're not trying to hit something deep. They want to try and wear down this defense a little bit, slow things down, and they're executing really well.
Big catch by Schoenbeck. Puts him 1st and goal at the 5. You go back to the ground. And you pound it with Andrew Klass for a couple. It'll be 2nd and goal. Chase Kalinsky in there.
And spreading things out, hitting down the middle of the field, right? Trying to open things up. Offensive line has to combo block a few things, and then the second guy works up to the second level. That time Lodi, again, does a good job of shedding blocks, but a good little game there for Luxemburg Casco.
2nd and goal from the 3. Is he in? He's in! Touchdown! Andrew Klass careens his way up and over the goal line. And it's 14-6 Lodi as Luxemburg Casco tries to cut this lead in half with the PAT.
Love the effort of the offensive line up front, pushing guys into the end zone themselves, and then that last delivering punch. Great job of lowering the shoulder by Klaas to get the score. And that's what you need. You need an offensive line to do the things they need to do up front, and you need a running back that's not afraid to lower the shoulder and deliver a blow and score. It was really, really well done. Really good drive for the Spartans.
Andrew, his 12th rushing touchdown of the season, makes this a 14-7 contest midway through the 2nd quarter. We got a good one in Division 4 brewing. Now a message for our statewide sponsors. It's your WIAA network station.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise, and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please answer me. Oh God, Bobby, no.
Should we switch insurance companies when we move?
Yeah, not a bad idea to shop around.
Your quote, $3,000, $1,500 a year. Mute, please.
We should talk to someone.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Let's get an accurate quote for you.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Farming is more than just a job because it demands so much of you. Every day I'm with the people that I care about the most. We accomplish or we fail together.
Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin cheese and dairy.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
Spartans put it in the end zone, make it 14-7. Scott, I thought Max Ronsman really settled in, especially after that interception.
Yeah, much more poised during that drive, right? Making sure I guess the guys around him understand what is expected. They got some big plays out of that. They moved the chains, right? They weren't panicked with any of that. They got a 3rd and medium. They had a 4th and short. Converted on those. And those are key plays that you got to have in order to sustain that drive. And then packing it in. Again, the offensive line did a tremendous job on the goal line, resetting the line of scrimmage into the end zone, and then your running back finishing it off with 6.
So the drive chewed up almost 6.5 minutes. Ronsman 4 of 6 now through the air, and 5 carries for 25 yards. I'm going to navigate for extra yards here and won't get it. Aiden Groskopf.
You just sense a little different energy right now with the Spartans. Right after that score, the pursuit on that kickoff right there was much better, closing the gap. And Lodi, again, a team that's been around, right, the state tournament, a coaching staff that's been around the state tournament. These young men watched a few years ago when Lodi won it, and they're hungry for it. It's a really solid, tight group of players. They're not panicked either, right? This is going to be really fun to watch how this game unfolds with both teams not backing away from each other.
Lodi were state champs in 2017, runners-up in 2015 before that. Blue Devils back to work here on offense. 1st and 10 at the 28. Delayed draw. Straight up the middle. Nothing fancy, but Brady pulls on the carry, number 39 in the backfield here for Lodi. Again, son of Dave, the head coach. Dave Poles, his 20th season, his 20th and final season. This is his last game as head coach at Lodi. Sure, he'd like to go out on top, but Dave said earlier this week, no regrets. I've been blessed to have a program like Lodi. And the program, Scott, is in good shape for Dave to step aside.
He's built a really good program at Lodi and a smaller school that they just keep finding ways to win. And that's a sign of a good coaching staff. That's a sign of good players that you're able to coach. And they produce for him.
Mason Lane producing, still in bounds, and then finally goes down at the 39-yard line. He had Brady out in front. Brady pulls out in front.
Does a really good job of getting around the edge. You can see it's designed for him the entire way. Just speed to get to the edge and then being patient. Again, setting up blockers, allowing the guys up front to work, allowing your receivers downfield to work, allowing your running back and his lead blocker to work, but not overdoing it, right? He's not running by guys. He's letting them set up so he can gain that extra yardage.
29 yards on the pickup. Operating now at the 40-yard line of the Spartans. Clemens back in there. And he moves it out to the 34-yard line. Good run of 6 yards on first down.
A little bunch formation by wide receivers, but that puts 3 guys as extra lead blockers out on the edge. Really well done. Got to the edge, and again, these both sides, right? Running backs for both these teams, for the Spartans and Blue Devils both, are really good at finding a gap, putting their foot in the ground, and getting downfield. They don't string it out too much. Defensively, that's what you're trying to do, right? So when these guys put their foot in the ground, you better be there defensively with more than just one guy.
2nd and 4, Lodi from the 34. Mason Lane goes up under center. Toss it to Clemens. On the cutback, Clemens. Big burst there. First down to the 24.
I don't know if we'll get an end zone shot of this, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. Bunch formation, they came the other way. He puts his foot in the ground, sticks it, and runs right past the defenders. A tremendous job of getting downfield. A great read up front.
We're going to take a timeout. A message now from your statewide sponsors. It's your WIAA network station.
11 to the 23-yard line. It brings up a 1st and 10 after the timeout.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise, and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, where are... I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please, please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no, no, no!
Hey, call insurance agent.
Insurance agent not found in contact.
Call insurance company.
Insurance company is currently closed. Please call back during business hours. For directions, press 1. For billing, press 2. If you would like to speak with an agent, you have misdialed.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Don't worry, we're going to get this taken care of.
Thanks, man.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
I think when anybody comes onto our farm, they see how family-oriented we are. Having the 3 generations all at one dinner table, it's just a really fun time to spend as a family. I would love to see them someday taking over the farm as well. You know, that's a farmer's ultimate dream, to see it pass on to the hands of the next generation.
Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin cheese and dairy.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
Lodi on the move, up a touchdown. Our football championships brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, reminding you to look for the Proudly Wisconsin band to know you're getting the best quality and supporting local dairy farms. Josh Klon, the big left tackle, 6'7", 268, was the injured lineman for Lodi. He was helped off, walked off gingerly, as they say. He's an all-state lineman. And they need him on actually both sides of the football. We'll see if he returns or not. But right now, rest of the offense out there on 1st and 10 from the 23. That's Krugman at the bottom of your screen getting in position. And hands it off to Poles. And Brady stiff-arming, trying to get extra yards, and does. Pushed out of bounds at the 16. Yeah, win or lose tonight, Scott Nelson, going to be emotional for father and son when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I think you're seeing the best effort out of both teams right now, right? Lodi especially has a lot to play for in Coach Pole's last game. Brady, his son, as you mentioned, does a really good job. Technical football. You're running right, put the football in your right-hand arm, gives you a chance to use that stiff arm and gain some extra yardage. He's been around the program a long time, that young man, right? Grew up through all this. We saw like 3 or 4 boys from Lodi on the screen just a second ago. That's what fuels all this, right? Is that excitement and watching guys go, and you want to be a part of that someday.
Mason Lane to the end zone. Caught. Foot in. Touchdown.
19 yards for the Lodi touchdown.
Gavin Sargent had to make sure he got the toe tap, and he did. 6 more for the Blue Devils.
Leading receiver coming in the game. He has 7 touchdowns through the air. Does a great job of shielding the defender, getting the football, getting his foot down. All you need is one in high school. Does a really good job. But a nice throwing football, again, shielding the defender so he has to work back through him as opposed to in front of him. Really well executed and a nice throw.
Yeah, he stopped that right foot in the red part of the end zone. But make sure, absolutely. And number 1, watching the replay on the screen saying, yeah, that was me. This is you, number 1. Going up to get it. And then watch him pound the turf to make sure. That's 6. And that's special.
Spun the defender around as he broke to the out route in the end zone, about a yard or 2 deep. But when you spin the defensive back around, they're late. You get separation. And Mason Lane does a nice job of reading that, delivering the football on time.
2023 The IAA Football Championships brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards and all your home improvement needs. That was a 19-yard hookup. The drive was 6 plays, 72 yards. It took 220. And Mason Lane and Gavin Sargent answering the Luxemburg Casco touchdown to make that pad 14 once again.
And Lodi really can move down the field in a hurry, can't they? I mean, 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and they deliver another 6 on the board. That's pretty impressive to watch them operate.
Blue Devils. Porter and Massey deep for the Spartans.
Split kick again. Rolling. Picked up at the 20. It's Brady Massey, and he's tackled at the 25-yard line.
Massey on the return.
Scott, remember I said Sargent, the triple jump state champion? That was almost kind of, right?
Almost.
Like a triple jump move where
probably finishing it, right?
Yeah, very similar.
I mean, phase.
The skill set is there.
Yeah, again, when you have athletes that do other sports, right? Whether it's wrestling, both these schools are really strong in wrestling, track and field, whatever it is. You find ways to call a player's number, right? You design a play for certain people, and you hope they can execute. When you compete in different ways, it sets things up really well.
Ronsman trickles off the fingertips of Shayenbeck. Not much running room, even if he makes the catch there, because you had Poles barreling down. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Lodi's defense did a good job of blowing that play up. He couldn't release as quick as what he wanted to. The pass had to be a little bit quicker because of pressure coming at Ronsman. And even though he threw it quick, he still cleared out of there. It almost had a chance of the reception. I'd be interested to see how much room he had after making that, but pass ball is incomplete.
Ronsman dancing, buying time, throws, and catch is made inbounds by Shayenbeck. Oh, man. Was that special? And we've got, is it Ronsman down?
I think it is, yeah.
While all that was going on, Ronsman took a hit. We'll check it out here.
See, buying time and delivers a football. I thought he was just throwing that one away. Great job of staying in bounds, securing the football, dropped it just up and over the top of Mason Lane, who's in really good position. But instead of just continuing to run the receiver, he gets in the back pedal. It's really hard to jump from there, and the receiver, in this case, and Shayenbeck, does a tremendous job of locating and going up high for the football.
And that last look there, you saw Kyler Clemens coming in and getting Ronsman, who kind of pretzeled and got bent back.
That bent up a little funny for sure. He's hurting, but kid's a tough player.
And he's getting medical attention now, but he's up on his feet. And there's Max trying to shake it off.
Yeah, he felt that one for sure.
He's going to walk off here. But I would be willing to bet he's back in this football game at some point.
For the Spartans sooner rather than later, right? He's a playmaker.
Neil Searing, meantime, was not happy with the hit.
Being with officials a little bit, I'm sure.
And stepping in at quarterback is who? Is this Class? It's Andrew Class.
Yeah.
Direct snap, little wildcat action, and Class gonna take it to the house for a touchdown. Who needs a quarterback, right?
Let's just go with wildcat and finish the deal, right? Let's go.
58-yard run by Andrew Class.
Really good job off the left side of the offensive line. You have a guard and a tackle pulling to lead downhill. Just enough space. Clear it through it. Gets to the second level. Nobody's around for Lodi and turns on the Jets to finish the deal.
You got to believe, Scott, this was in the playbook. And they just said, okay, let's just run wildcat.
Well, you always practice things right through the week. If he goes down or this player goes down, right, you're finding different things. And again, you dial up plays. He's either getting a handoff, right, from Ronsman, or he's just getting a direct snap. Doesn't really change much for the rest of the guys other than him. So Ronsman's not in the game, fine. Give me the ball, says Class, and I'm going to take it to the house. Really good job offensively by those front guys to for blocking, pulling. Even though the defense is reading all those things with their eyes, he hits it, and he hits it really, really quick. And they just couldn't adjust. Instead of taking a pursuit angle, they wrapped up underneath it. Just a really good job of clearing the second level, knowing he sees nothing but green in front of him and taking it to the distance, right? That's just a really well-done play.
I like the fact, Scott, that it wasn't just snap it to me and I'll go. He even did the fake to Vanderwheel it just to sell it, and that was enough to freeze the defense.
It does. Those little things make a big difference, right? It just causes people just to take a little hesitant step, and those hesitations are what cause that lack of pursuit, those lack of angles, coming downhill, and we're not sure where the football is. By the time they locate it, he's past him.
There you see 3 plays, 74 yards, big chunk on the Andrew Class run.
Little wave up, seeing himself in the scoreboard, Coach Searing.
He's been riding the emotional roller coaster of this 2023 campaign.
Trace Shortbeck to kick off for the Spartans.
Shanebeck to boot the football. Groskopf and Brody Ripardit. Groskopf fields at the 8. It's a block and some extra yardage pushed out of bounds at the 33-yard line. So now can Lodi answer again? We've seen both teams answer the other teams after scores.
At the 32-yard line, first and 10 Lodi.
Coming up at the half, Paul Peterson from the WIAA will sit down with Brad and chat things up here on this gorgeous Thursday evening. Final game of 4 on the first day of the 2023 WIAA State Football Championship. 3 more tomorrow. Mason Lane back at it here. First and 10 at the 32. Mason's got it, and then they got Mason. 4 jerseys were there to converge, Scott.
That might be one when Mason Lane looks back and watches film of this game, right? That's one where you have the read option to give your running back or keep it. He gives that might get some extra yardage. Again, you get used to certain things and reading certain things, but that's one where you want to probably give it and let your running back go with it.
Brett Young was in there, among others. No gain, second down and 10. 4 minutes winding down before halftime. Lane, time in the pocket, throws across the field, catch is made by Sargent. It'll be shy of the first down, but it brings up 3rd and 2.
It's a long throw to the outside edge. Mason Trimberger for the Spartans in coverage, man coverage, needs to put his foot in the ground and drive at an angle. He rounded that off, let that separation continue to happen to the right side here, but nice football delivered on the money again by Mason Lane.
Mason Trimberger, another track kid. He's a hurdler.
Dave Kelleher, the white shirt.
Got taken out on the sideline.
I think I read somewhere he's been doing either this or Wisconsin football on the sideline the same way for 50 years.
He is kind of a fixture, isn't he?
He is.
Here you go.
He's trying to get out of the way. Not as nimble as he used to be.
Yeah, none of us are, Dave. You're okay. All good.
He'll get up and smile after that. Like, yeah, I got to learn to get out of the way a little quicker.
Not the first or last time that's happened for Dave either. He knows that. Lodi picked up the first down. So operating now at the 43-yard line. 3:30 to go in the first half. More defense by the Spartans. It looked for a moment, Scott, like Kyler Clemens might be able to pop it after the initial hit. But the Spartans said, no, not this time.
Bryce Dewey, I think number 15, does a really good job at the linebacker beating the block, getting in the backfield, and delivering a punch. He didn't make the tackle, but he stopped the play to allow the other guys to pursue for him. Tremendous job by him reading it quickly and getting downhill.
Bryce Dewey, he became a starter mid-season because of injuries, and once he got that opportunity, Scott, he just lapped it up. They couldn't get him out of there.
Sometimes all you need is a chance, right? And you take a hold of it, you control it, you can control, and that's your attitude and effort. He's done really, really well for him.
Second and a dozen. Mason Lane backpedaling. Little bubble screen over the middle. Pulls. On the loose. Brady pulls. In for the touchdown. No markers down. Lodi. Another big play results in 6.
That's one he'll remember for a long time, scoring in his dad's last game. Just a tremendous job. They did a great job of showing like they were going to pass downfield. Left side of the offensive line, blocks for a second, releases, pulls in the right position, and then watch these guys work. The offensive lineman getting downfield, and then Poles just reading things. And again, another tremendous stiff arm. Balls in the left arm, gives him a chance to use his right. The rest is history.
Oh, Papa's going to be proud.
Absolutely.
At that run. And as you said, Scott, everyone executed. Not just Brady, but Mason Lane in the pocket and the offense. It was Caravan out front. And then to zigzag into the secondary and take it all the way to the house. 57 yards on this play. Little screen over the middle. And then 39, like Larry Zonka and the Dolphins back in the day. Just rumbling and bumbling to the end zone.
Nick Week out front, number 77. Josh Klein again back in the game after coming out with a little injury. And then Brady does just a tremendous job. Again, really fun for father-son to be a part of this together.
Total offense so far, as you look at the scoring drive there, Lodi so far, and we got lots of football left, 266 yards. Luxemburg Casco, 178. So the offense is, they've settled in here quickly at Camp Randall.
They have. And a play like that, a screen, right? Lodi did a smart job in calling it to their sideline. Luxemburg Casco, you can watch their bench. They're trying to scream or yell out, screen, but it's hard to hear with the crowd going all that. So they designed that well. They called it to the right place, the right side of the field. And again, just great execution. That offensive line selling it by holding for a count, then releasing downfield. A lot of times you really get close to that line of scrimmage as your running back. Brady does a nice job of staying behind the line so the offensive lineman can get downfield and go deliver blocks.
Again, short kick, so one of the up men takes it. And it's Andrew Klass who had that last touchdown run for Luxemburg Casco. See if Max Ronsman returns here or if Klass continues to take snaps. But they're aiming for these guys up front. Get out of the way.
Risky, right?
Yeah, Mason Lefevre said, I don't want any part of this.
More so, I don't want to go to the sideline if it hits me.
Right.
Coach is not going to be happy with that.
Good news, Scott. Ronsman back in there to take the snaps here. On 1st and 10 at the 37. We'll catch and go, and catch made by Shayenbeck. That'll help settle Max back in to the offense.
I didn't see him out there defensively last time. That may be something to watch, too, defensively, right? Are they going to try and hold him more offensively or allow him to play both ways again? We'll kind of watch that as that unfolds.
Yeah, Max is an all-state cornerback, so they would certainly miss him there, but they need him here taking the snaps as well. Buying time, throws, and got his man. Shayenbeck again. Mr. Reliable when his quarterback's in trouble.
Again, I thought as you roll out high school, now you can throw the football away once you're outside the pocket. I thought he was going to try and do that. He just, little touch pass up and over the top, allows his receiver some time to gather it but stay in bounds. Many times you'll see high school quarterbacks throw it and it'll end up drifting out of bounds, which takes your receiver out of bounds. Really good placement on the football and the little dunk pass over the top, and tremendous execution and focus by Shayenbeck.
Yeah, Trace has a great awareness of the sideline. You're seeing that unfolding here. 1st and 10 from the 42. Ronsman. And incomplete. Fires that one out of the reach of everybody, including his receiver. That's because Jason Kalinske was breathing down his neck.
Yeah, a lot of people look at that. That was a terrible throw. That was probably the smart throw, to throw it down and away in an area of a receiver so you don't get grounding. But smart, because if he tries to deliver that, that might be another interception.
All right, time is sort of the essence here. You see 1:42 to go. All 3 timeouts available for Luxemburg Casco. 2nd and 10, Ronsman. pressure up the middle. And threw that one away.
Blitz coming up the middle. Really good job by Ronsman recognizing that, throwing it away where nobody can catch the football, but he had to deliver it early because of the blitz. Really good design of bringing the linebacker and like an X stunt, taking your lineman to your left, linebacker wrapping on the right. Huge gap in between and got on Ronsman really quick. Those are extra hits that your quarterback takes that can cause problems. And with him going down a little bit earlier, he doesn't want to get hit like that very much.
See if Lodi brings the pressure again here on 3rd down and 10. They drop back. Ronsman and Shane Beck again. Boy, he caught that off of his hip while he was backpedaling. It's going to be 4th down, but only 4th and 2. Shane Beck has made some incredible catches tonight.
Sure, they ran this play earlier where they're passing off, but for some reason, Lodi's not running with them all the way across. Either that or it's supposed to pass to the other outside linebacker, and he's getting caught up reading something else. So they got to talk about that at halftime. The Lodi defense does, to make sure they get that corrected. That's the second time they've run that. Both times have been completions.
So Nick Searing-Burns is the first of his 3 timeouts. 4th year as the head coach here at Luxemburg Casco. 34-8. They've been building this program to get to this point and get to state for the first time ever. His mentor, Scott, is Hall of Fame coach Pete Kittle. He played for Pete at Brilliant, and he says he's like a father to me. He's somebody that he has always looked up to. And their motto at Luxemburg Casco is brotherhood of belief. He said that's what the shirts say, and that when they beat Catholic Memorial, he said some of the guys said, well, we can't believe it. It's like, no, it's brotherhood of belief. You have to believe. That's what we've been preaching.
Right.
Oh, yeah, coach, yeah, we believe. And
mindset, right? Like, and making sure they understand what it is. And the belief that, as you saw in that last replay, they're running a mesh play. So the guys are crossing about 2-3 yards apart from each other. What you could call a pick play, quote unquote a pick play, but the receiver does a nice job of turning like he's trying to look for the football, flips off one of the linebackers. We'll have to watch that again if they run that. We'll have to see if that same action happens to clear him across the middle.
All right, Ronsman out of the timeout. They talk about it. Can they execute on 4th and 2? Trying to throw for it. Coming back, and it's intercepted.
Are you kidding me? Josh Klon with that pick?
I'm not kidding you. Klon snuffed it out.
Well, he's got a little reach at 6'7", I suppose, right? The Spartans were trying to run a delay, coming a wheel route. The running back will leak out the backside. That time, Ronsman throws off his back foot so he can't get everything into it, so it floats a little bit. And again, Klon, who's 6'7", reads that. I don't know how he read it, but he did, and the big man goes up and get it. That was really impressive.
You saw Clemens providing the pressure, and then as you said, Scott, back foot. That's a long throw.
Hard. Really hard.
And so Lodi comes up with the stop with the turnover. Now they've got time and 3 timeouts left before halftime. Start this drive at the 36. Mason Lane. Off the fingertips of Sargent.
Yeah, a little clap of the hands by Mason Lane. He wants that one back. He knows he didn't deliver a good football for his receiver, and Sargent throws behind him a little bit. Really tough catch to make. Deliver that in front of him. You at least get 10 or 12 yards out of that play.
Stops the clock with 1:25. 2nd and 10 for Lodi. It's one thing to not pick up that 4th down. But if you're Luxemburg Casco, you cannot give up points here before halftime. Defense trying to dig in and prevent it. Mason in the pocket, wanted to go deep. Now he's flush, now he's running. Tough dude to bring down. And tripped up at the 43-yard line. They'll give him the 38, but the damage is done.
Spartans bring in a blitz. Linebacker wraps her on the outside edge. A tremendous job by Brady Poles in picking up that blitz. And then Mason Lane sees everybody's covered. No panic. Tuck the football. A lot of green space in front of him. He's comfortable running the football and does a really good job of executing. Really good protection up front to begin, and a pickup by Poles on the blitz. And an even better job by Mason Lane getting downfield.
26 yards on that run. Timeout Lodi. They have 2 left. The numbers for Mason Lane so far. Another day at the office for this All-State quarterback, Scott.
Yeah, he's been impressive so far for sure, right? He just, again, a lot of poise, a lot of understanding what's expected offensively. He does his work. He watches film. He understands what the coaches want. He understands the play calling, and he's comfortable with the plays they're calling. You can just see by body language and how he commands the offense. And the guys around him, the other 10 with him on the field, especially that offensive line, are keyed into him, right? They're listening. You can't always tell from here, but you can see how they execute and the protection that they've provided for him. They're locked in together as a group.
Said earlier that Mason Lane looks the part, but it's also about how you carry yourself.
He's got a little swagger to him.
A little bit. And Dave Pohl says he commands that respect from the offense, from the defense, just because kids gravitate because of who he is and how he handles his business.
And that's earned, right? That's producing on the field. It's the way you command things, the way you call a play. It's the way your cadence is at the line of scrimmage. They can tell. Without a doubt, they can tell. And when you execute and you produce, players buy in even more and even more. Play after play when you keep giving those results, and he's done it all season long.
With a quick out to Krugman for a gain of just 2. It stops the clock to make it 2nd and 8. Again, 2 timeouts remaining for both squads here.
If they decide to pass here, I look for him to come into this boundary towards their sideline. Get in the short part of the field, and you get out of bounds a little bit quicker. Try and preserve those 2 timeouts as long as you can.
Brady pulls in the backfield, stays in the block, gives Lane time. Mason downfield, and almost caught for his 2nd touchdown of the night was Aiden Grosskopf.
Pass incomplete.
And Grosskopf shaken up.
Aiden Grosskopf. Trevor Beaupre had the coverage.
Hey, Grosskopf came down a little funny. I couldn't tell if he landed on the football or not, if he got the wind knocked out of him, or what happened here at the end.
Officials timeout.
Had it, double catch, tried to get after it. Yeah, he landed on the football.
Yeah.
That might be getting the wind knocked out of him. That does not feel good.
Yeah, right here, compounding, not making the catch. Yeah.
Yep. That's hard. Your chest and your stomach, everything just spasms. Try and squeeze really tight, and that does not feel good.
Basically, it feels like they're going to die.
Yeah,
I mean,
it does. What's worse is when the athletic trainers come to you. All right, you're right.
Yeah. And then this. Yep.
I'm good.
Once you get your, it's like you're fine. You need that moment.
Yeah. Things just got to calm down. You got to calm your brain down a little bit and let things just relax, and then it's going to be all right. In the moment, though, when you're that kid, not so much.
Stupid football.
Wow, if you would have caught it, you would have it.
That's right. All right, Mason Lane back to work here. 3rd and 8 for Lodi at the 36. I'm thinking 4-down territory here, because that's a long field goal.
I would think.
So if you can just get a chunk here, set yourself up for the next play. Lane. All right. It's a little bit of a chunk, not a big chunk. You're at the 35. You're looking at 4th and 7. And the clock rolling here.
4th and 7.
Brought some pressure defensively, forced him up in the pocket quick, forced him to scramble there, but that was a big play.
Snap, Lane. Catch, Sargent. First down, Lodi at the 14.
That's a long developing play. Your offensive line up front has to hold up. You can't allow pressure to get to your quarterback. Mason Lane does a really good job of trusting that and waiting for that deep dig route to come across the middle. And Sargent, again, showing up, right? He's a leading receiver on the team, and he finds ways to get open for his quarterback. Lane is, again, really patient, but that's a long developing play that it has to start up front. Those guys did a tremendous job in protecting them.
Josh Klon, Nick Week, Ben LaChucky is the center, Henry Keppen, all those guys.
Brady Pauls is back as a running back, helping it. If anybody does happen to spill, he's the cleanup guy. He makes the offensive lineman right, but again, up front, it starts there with these guys, and they do a tremendous job. Very well coached and disciplined with their footwork.
The Lodi, one timeout remaining here. They talk about it. The ball at the 14-yard line and 32 seconds to go before halftime. All of this, Scott, you go back to where it began. The fourth down stop got the interception of Luxemburg Casco.
Well, we were talking the last scoring drive when Lodi scored, make it 28-14, right? That was, they scored quick, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. For them, their 2-minute drill, their 1 minute, their 4-minute drill, they practice all these things. So they've been in situations under pressure and practice through Coach Poles and putting them in those different situations. So they're comfortable with this.
Trying to punctuate it with a score before halftime. Brady Poles, nothing but a wall that time. He runs into it, actually loses a yard back to the 15.
And now they're going hurry up right on the ball. Probably called 2 plays off on the sideline to get this second one set up.
Lane, pressure, and incomplete. Ball was tipped at the line. That's why even with the bumper cars near the goal line, Scott, doesn't matter. Once it was tipped, you can tackle a guy.
Yeah, so do you take one more shot here? And I don't know if they're thinking field goal in this situation or what's happening, but this is one where you take a shot to the end zone. If you can line up and kick this, it could end up being a 14 to 20, 31-yard field goal probably. Certainly doable.
Castillo Rosales warming up in case he's needed, but 3rd and 11. The offense can convert here. Lane scoops it off the snap. And now he'll get tackled out of bounds at the 14. 4 seconds left on the clock.
Good clock awareness. Good job getting to the sideline, getting out of bounds. Looks like they're bringing the field goal unit on. Now, we've seen some crazy things happen here at the state tournament, right? Coach Poles having always trickery up his sleeve here, run a fake. We'll see how disciplined that Spartan defense is on this.
Jacobo Castillo Rosales.
Well done.
I haven't, a lot of syllables.
Out there.
Yeah, exactly. Timeout, Luxemburg Casco. They'll let him think about it for a tad here before they line up for the 30-yard field goal try that's sent into the locker room at halftime.
We've seen some exciting field goals here today. Division 6, right? You were on that call with...
Unbelievable.
Yeah, just Stratford, I couldn't believe it when I watched that.
A walk-off, Scott. A walk-off on a field goal made by a German foreign exchange student.
I was surprised that they even got the football back. Great job defensively by them, but just exciting. That's what you want. You want players to have an opportunity. You got to block the first one. The snap and the hold weren't great. Here's a look at the end of it. And this one he struck it really well, right through the uprights. And like you said, a walk-up right at the end of the game. Just a tremendous job by Stratford. Felt really bad for Darlington because they did what they had to do to try and give themselves a shot, and then a fluke fumble happens. And what an exciting game, right? That was one of the best so far we had today.
Trying for 3 to end the first half.
30-yard attempt for Castillo Rosales.
30-yard attempt. And the kick is no good. Pushed it to the right. He had the wind at his back. But a little wind there for Luxemburg Casco. They bend but don't break and keep this a 14-point contest at halftime of the Division IV state championship.
Lodi 28, Luxemburg Casco 14.
Lodi 28, Luxemburg Casco 14. Halftime here at the camp. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliate.
This may look like a holiday shopping showdown, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Now get a low $334 per month lease on Rogue. Better hurry, these offers won't be back in stock.
Right here. Right here is where opportunity is born. This is where career paths are paved with ambition, determination, and conviction. This is the very spot where trails are blazed with a fiery passion to redefine the status quo and reimagine what's possible. Right here, here, and here is where you look your future straight in the eye and confidently ask, are you ready?
Did you see those headlights?
He's a head turner for sure. I want to check out her horsepower.
Excuse me?
Ain't she a beaut?
Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction. Deals so hot people will want to know what you're looking at. Go online now to find your smoking hot deal today.
Playing Wisconsin's biggest sale of the year is going on now. Basketball hoops are up to 37% off. Trampolines are up to 35% off. And select play sets are up to 50% off. Save hundreds on installation and accessories, too. Black Friday deals on November 28th, so visit playingwisconsin.com today.
Bumper damaged, paint chipped, dented or scratched car, cloudy headlights? Why live with it? Save up to 60% from traditional body shops to repair instead of replace. Big or small damage, smaller price. Visit Auto Color in Middleton or on Stoughton Road.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
I'm Dina Noland. I drive for Cobeson Buses. Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. First day of school for my son, the fact that I get to bring him there and I can just park my bus right on the side and walk in. They don't mind that. They want you to be there for your family.
I've always enjoyed working with kids. The opportunity to transport them in a bus, I enjoy doing it.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
At Lawton Cates, justice means helping with your medical bills, standing up to the insurance company, and demanding compensation for lost time at work. And there's never a fee until we deliver results for you. Your life counts. Lawton Cates.
Have vacation plans? How about the ultimate dream pupcation for your dog at Barks on Bourbon? We are a boarding, grooming, and daycare facility exclusively for dogs. We promise to treat every dog as we would our own and customize each dog's stay to meet their individual needs. From a very active guest to a not-so-social guest, we'll establish the care that's right for them. Our staff focuses on safety, comfort, and fun. After all, this is a mini doggy getaway. All breeds and sizes are welcome. Barks on Bourbon.
This may look like a holiday shopping showdown, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Now get 2.9% financing for 60 months on Rogue. Better hurry, these offers won't be back in stock.
Halftime of this Division IV State Football Championship, the Lodi Blue Devils up 28-14 over the Luxemburg Casco Spartans. We welcome you into our halftime now. I'm Brad Hanson, joined by Paul Peterson, president of the WIAA Board of Control, president of Eau Claire Regis. Is there anything you're not president of?
That's enough for right now.
Okay.
Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
So, Paul, can you tell us a little bit about just what the Board of Control is? I think people kind of have a misunderstanding about what it is.
Yeah, first of all, it's a real privilege to be on the Board of Control, to be able to serve the membership, the 515 schools that are comprised in the WIAA. It's a real privilege to be part of the oversight that helps guide the process and to be part of the executive staff in the sense that we get to play a function. We don't run the tournaments, we don't make the rules, but we are part of the process by which a lot of the rules are approved. And so it's really, it's serving a role and being part of the process. But again, I just want to go back and say it's an honor and a privilege.
And how important is that board and just its function when it comes to kind of the overall health of the WIAA and what you guys are trying to accomplish?
And I think that's really critical, is that it's not just about handing out awards during state tournaments. It's really about all the things behind the scenes, everything from the NFHS, all of the rules that have to be considered. There's a lot of sport-specific changes that get discussed. So we really have to be all-encompassing, whether it's finances or whether it's policies or constitutional changes. We get a chance to view everything.
It's pretty awesome. And you do get to hand out the awards at all the tournaments. What is that like for you?
There's nothing more special. You know, if you're a young kid and you grew up in the state of Wisconsin, Wisconsin and you watch these tournaments in person, or if you had a chance to watch them on TV, there is no greater moment than to watch somebody take that gold trophy and hoist it above their head. And what a neat thing for a community to be able to come together and to share in that experience. So to be out on the field, to be able to see the joy, in some cases the tears of happiness, the tears of sorrow, but to be that intimate with it, there's nothing that's been a greater privilege.
60 plus degrees on a fall football tournament day. Can you believe the day we've had today?
We're going to take it because it's not always this way. I remember last year it being very cold and blustery, and I remember the snow coming down, and it was like a snow globe out here, watching the snow actually float upwards. And so when you get a day like this, what a blessing it is.
It sure has been. Paul, thank you so much for stopping by. We really appreciate your time and the work you do at the WIAA.
Yep.
We're going to step aside now and hear from your local sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Thank you.
Blower noises, pops, or rattles coming from your furnace? Call Fowler for a free estimate and next day installation on a quality furnace that's quiet, saves you money, and backed by a 5-year guarantee. Call Fowler Heating and Air today. Cooler heat, Fowler can't be beat.
If you can't afford a new vehicle now, refinance your current loan with WEA Credit Union to save money. We mean lots of money, whether you lower your monthly payment or pay your loan off faster. Call or apply online. Start today, save tomorrow with WEA Credit Union.
For over 70 years, people in northeastern Dane County have trusted Baki Chiropractic with their healthcare needs. Don't live with joint or back pain. Visit one of our 4 locations for personalized care from experienced chiropractors with a hands-on approach. Baki Chiropractic strives to get you better in a timely fashion and is accepted by most insurance companies. If you have joint, back, or neck pain, call us today. Treating you with the most time-proven adjustment methods, we also offer laser therapy, ultrasound, and muscle stim. Baki Chiropractic. Call us. Come in. Feel good again.
Have vacation plans? How about the ultimate dream pupcation for your dog at Barks on Bourbon? We are a boarding, grooming, and daycare facility exclusively for dogs. We promise to treat every dog as we would our own and customize each dog's stay to meet their individual needs. From a very active guest to a not-so-social guest, we'll establish the care that's right for them. Our staff focuses on safety, comfort, and fun. After all, this is a mini doggy getaway. All breeds and sizes are welcome. Barks on Bourbon.
Having trouble getting car insurance because of your driving record, no current insurance, or have an OWI? Need an SR22? Call locally owned Compliance Insurance. Auto insurance for all drivers. Visit us online or call Compliance Insurance today and drive today.
Blower noises, pops, or rattles coming from your furnace? Call Fowler for a free estimate and next day installation on a quality furnace that's quiet, saves you money, and backed by a 5-year guarantee. Call Fowler Heating and Air today. Cooler heat, Fowler can't be beat.
The Luxemburg Casco crowd cheering on their cheerleaders as they perform here at halftime of this Division IV State Football Championship. The Lodi Blue Devils up 28-14, and what a day of football it has been here at Camp Randall. We started the day off Division VII Championship. Jerry Sins in his 49th year got his 8th state title, 36-6 over Blackhawk Warren. And then perhaps the story of the day, a German exchange student hits a walk-off field goal to propel Stratford to the Division VI championship over 10-7. Afterwards, he said, I just had to think of it like practice, just like practice. A little bit earlier in our Division V game, Wrightstown and Aquinas. Wrightstown jumped out to that quick 13-0 lead. Then it was all Aquinas as they cruised to their 3rd straight state title. And, of course, right now the game you're watching, Division IV Championship, Lodi up 28-14 on Luxemburg Casco. This is our last game of tonight, but we have a lot more football coming for you tomorrow. Starting bright and early tomorrow at 10 a.m., Rice Lake and Grafton will kick things off for us, the Division III Championship. Then it's Waunakee and Badger in our Division II Championship. That game will kick off at about 1 o'clock, and we'll wrap things up with the D1 Championship, Marquette and Franklin. That should kick off right around 4 o'clock. Lots of great football still ahead. We're going to step aside and hear from our network sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please, please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no, no, no!
Our goal is to be net zero by 2025. We know we need to have the best sustainability practices, and we're just going to continue being innovative and doing our best to be as sustainable as we can. We're all working together as one big team, and it's our job to create that for the next generation.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss out. Upgrade your home with new flooring. We carry durable laminate flooring, easy to install sheet vinyl, and waterproof vinyl plank. Tarkett Harbor Village sheet vinyl is just 84 cents a square foot after rebate. Add style and luxury to your bathroom with Max. The Cyrene shower is the perfect stylish solution for any bathroom. Get it for $596.29 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Will it be Lodi getting their second state title in school history, or will it be Luxemburg Casco making the comeback and winning their first state title in program history? We're going to find out in just a little bit. But first, let's take a look back at the first half highlights. And you might have thought you tuned into a baseball game because we started off with a home run. Look at that. Just a huge play on the first play of the game. Lodi jumps out to a quick 14-0 lead. Luxemburg Casco says not so fast. They pounded in to bring this. Look at this catch. Ooh, so pretty. Lodi looking good. The Luxemburg Casco, they get a home run hitter of themselves. And then the answer from Lodi, 3 touchdowns of more than 55 yards in that first half. High flying, a lot of fun, a lot of pace, a lot of offense. Take a look at the numbers here. Total yards for Lodi, 317 in the first half alone. 208 for Luxemburg Casco. They've been able to move the ball pretty well. Both of these teams moving the ball well through the air. So we will see what will give here in the second half of this ball game. We're going to take one more break, and then we will get you to the second half of this Division IV State Football Championship. We're going to step aside and hear a message from our local sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
The holidays are coming, and there's no better time to update your flooring. From luxury vinyl and tile to laminate, hardwood, carpet, and stone, Floors for Less will give you a free consultation and $200 off your next flooring project through the end of the year. Don't pay more for your quality floor. Shop Floors for Less today.
At Lawton Cates, we provide compassion and guidance after a serious accident. From the first phone call, we're by your side. We know how much is at stake, and we're dedicated to ensuring you can heal and move forward. Your life counts. Lawton Cates.
Hey, Wisconsin neighbors, it's Alex Worley, and I'm joined by Paul Lukowski, president of Tundraland Home Improvements, the exclusive Wisconsin jacuzzi bath remodel dealer. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Alex. Great to see you again. How have you been?
I've been great, Paul. You know, becoming a new parent has been an adjustment, but I absolutely love it.
Yeah, and I assume now that you guys are parents, your free time is probably more valuable than ever.
Free time? I almost forgot what that is. But Paul, you're absolutely right. Taking care of a little one is very time consuming. So even small time savers like an easy to clean shower make a big difference.
Yeah, we hear that all the time from our customers, and they feel the low maintenance jacuzzi system really gives them a lot of extra free time. They're not spending their time scrubbing grout and trying to get rid of that nasty mold anymore.
Plus, don't you guys finish most projects within a day?
Yeah, we like to be quick, efficient, and leave your bathroom looking like we were never there.
So you're saying I could start my remodel at 7 a.m. and have a beautiful new shower by 6 p.m.?
That's right, Alex. And you'll have a beautiful new spa-like jacuzzi system to show off to everyone.
That's amazing. And you know, a lot of people only have one full bath in their home and they don't want to go days without showering, so they put off the remodel even when their shower's unsafe.
Slip and fall injuries happen all the time with very serious consequences. And that's why people love doing a project with Jacuzzi, because not only is your bathroom going to look beautiful, but we do prioritize safety. Like our grab shelves. They're modern, they're stylish, but they're also a safety feature. And if you're looking for additional comfort, you can add a handheld shower head, you can do seats, guaranteed to elevate your shower experience.
Well, thanks so much, Paul. And if you guys want to take advantage of this limited time offer, give Tundraland a call today. Get free installation on all projects with a free upgrade to a luxury handheld or rainfall shower head. Plus, on our Veterans Day, veterans receive an additional $500 off their remodel in collaboration with our Tundraland Cares program, Baths for the Brave. Call 1-800-TUNDRALAND today.
Life's a bit slower in the country, but your internet shouldn't be. Bug Tussle is bringing wireless and fiber internet to your area. Get connected today for internet, cellular, and entertainment.
Bug Tussle Wireless, we're out there.
The holidays are coming, and there's no better time to update your flooring. From luxury vinyl and tile to laminate, hardwood, carpet, and stone, Floors for Less will give you a free consultation and $200 off your next flooring project through the end of the year. Don't pay more for your quality floor. Shop Floors for Less today.
Couple minutes away from the start of the second half in this WIAA Division 4 State Football Championship. Lodi leading at 28-14 at the break. The 2023 Football State Championship brought to you by the Wisconsin DOT. Zero in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. Bob Brainerd, Scott Nelson, Carly Murata. We'll hear from Carly shortly. Our crew here in Madison, Wisconsin. Good first half. For Lodi, they scored 14 in the first period, Scott, to take that 14-0 lead, but the Spartans answered them touchdown for touchdown in the second quarter to keep it at 14.
Yeah, I think both teams had a little feeling-out process to begin with. Lodi struck with the first play, first score of the game. Just a tremendous call and execution. I think the Spartans have settled in here a little bit. They're not out of this by any stretch, right? They're confident in what they do. They just have to execute a little bit better. Defensively, they got to find a way to stop this Lodi offense. Right now, Mason Lane has 186 yards on the day, has been really, really good through the air and being patient, partly due because that offensive line has been doing so well up front protecting him. And then he's got 85 yards on the ground as well, so he's producing. We talked about Max Ronsman for the Spartans. They've held him to only 110 yards through the air. Coming into this game, he had over 2,000 yards passing. So the Lodi defense is really match the intensity and the effectiveness of what their offense has. We talked about it in the open. It's managing the emotion, managing the things in the locker room, not getting down on yourselves for Luxemburg Casco and for Lodi. How do we continue to keep the gas pedal pushed to the floor? And those are the things that the coaches have to relate to. They have to make sure that the guys on the sideline that aren't playing as much are staying energetic and staying into the game to help their teammates out. All those little pieces of the puzzle have to fit together here for both teams.
As promised, Carly was talking up the coaches coming out of that halftime locker room.
Guys, I just caught up with Lodi head coach David Poles. He said, we can't have this thing continue to go back and forth. We have to score every time we have the ball. Defensively, we have to stop them on 3rd and 4th down. As for Luxemburg Casco and their head coach Neil Searing, he said, defensively, guys had to follow their responsibilities. We had some miscommunication, not trusting each other. Defensively, we have to play sound defense. One miscue, and they're going to make you pay. He's also hoping for some turnovers in the second half.
Thank you, Carly. Yeah, to Neil's point, Scott, we saw a couple times when Lodi, they recognized the breakdowns on defense and took advantage with some big plays.
Yeah, and those big plays have really forced both teams to create big plays. I don't think we've had a punt in the game. So now you throw into the mix special teams and the execution that way, setting up field position, giving your offense a short field to drive. All those things will start coming into play here in these last two quarters.
Lodi will boot the football to start the second half of this one. Castillo-Rosales will do the honors. Dorner and Massey will be deep for the Spartans.
See if he tries to line drive at the front line again, try and get somebody to touch the football.
And that's been the game plan so far on the kickoff. And yes, indeed, pinballing around and still loose. Picked up at the 14-yard line. That was Dorner. avoids catastrophe to start the second half.
I would say Mason Lefevre is my special teams player of the game right now, number 14 for the Spartans. He's avoided every single one of those with some fancy footwork, but they're getting close. And one of those things can really tilt the energy of this game and the momentum of this game in Lodi's favor if they're able to clip one off that way.
Started off at the 20-yard line. Max Ronsman is the quarterback for the Spartans. Got nicked up, but back in there to finish this one off.
Andrew Class on the carry.
First half drive chart. We show it to you for the Spartans. They had a nice drive to start off when they got the football, Scott, but then the interception was trouble. But look at the bounce back after the pick.
Yeah, they were able to respond, right? They didn't panic. They settled in. They had a couple really nice drives. They got things going. Andrew Class filled in really nicely when Ronsman went down and scored the long touchdown run. A lot of good things. They just need to learn and understand what the defense is doing and build off the momentum that they carry.
Second down and 7. Class has got it. Makes the turn. Had a wide turn at that.
Andrew Class on the carry.
But picks up yardage, positive yardage. Looking at the 3rd down and 3.
As you see him running to the right side of your screen here, he puts his foot in the ground and gets downhill. If he makes a little move, he might be able to get around Mason Lane. He's got a lot of room to the boundary and the outside edge, but again, these guys are really well schooled. Foot in the ground, gain what you can gain. You slip a tackle, you can break a long one. Those are the punishing hits, again, that we're talking about. Mason Lane, quarterback for Lodi, delivered a punch there, but those are extra hits that he takes throughout the course of this game.
Ronsman himself hurtling over the bodies to get the first down to 31.
This is what the Spartans did on their long touchdown drive. They just grind it out. They start moving the chains step by step. They're not worried about hitting the home run right now. If they're able to get it on the ground or through the air, great, they'll take it. But these are the things that they're comfortable with. Making sure they execute up front. They could get another first down. Get another first down. You just stack those on top of each other.
From the 31. Pressure coming. Ronsman hangs in there. Catches made and dragged down at the 42-yard line by Braden Schley.
Quick slant route, ball delivered right on time, right into the hands of his receiver. Really good throw because there was tremendous coverage by number 85, Zach Nyquist, for Lodi. Red blanket coverage, but the ball is delivered only where the receiver can get it. That's really well done.
The book on Braden, consistent, does what needs to be done. He got him the first down at 43. Made the tough catch. Now, the run by Ronsman. And not fooled this time. Back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the quarterback keeper.
Almost looked like he tripped over one of his offensive linemen's feet there as he was trying to shoot the gap. No gain on the play. That's hard when you're not playing behind the sticks, but 2nd and 10 is still a long way to go. This is one where you got to try and get like 6 or 7 out of it, set up something that's a little bit easier for your offense to move the chains again for a first down.
Lemons was there to wrap him up for no gain. 2nd and 10. Still backpedaling. Throws and go! I was about to say got his man because he had Cam Dorner.
Pass is incomplete. Heading for Cam Dorner, Jason Kalinsky.
And I don't know if the defender, Scott, maybe breaks up the concentration here.
If we see this, the defender flashes right in the middle there, number 6, and Jace Kalinsky flashes right before the ball gets there, may have distracted him from locating the football. That's one where you got to go blind other than to the football and really focus in.
It's like the windshield wiper, just kind of, just
you
for
get
a
distracted,
second. Yeah. Flag comes in and going to go against the Spartans here. Make this more difficult. False start will make it 3rd and 15. First penalty, Scott, of the football game.
Yeah, very well disciplined by these players down there today. You don't normally see that in a game like this with the intensity that you have. Usually there's a flinch and offsides from a defensive lineman, a little hitch, as we saw there from the offensive line. But really well disciplined teams we're watching here tonight.
Now Luxemburg Casco, they're going to need the 40 7-yard line of Lodi to pick up this first down. Ronsman, incomplete. Was trying to go to his reliable target, Trey Shane back, and coverage was a lot tighter this time, Scott.
Yeah, again, a really good throw into the pocket for his receiver. Coming through that, you look at the end there, he had his arm around him, could have been called pass interference. The officials down on the sideline decided it was just a really good defensive play. Lodi's sideline is really, really happy. The Spartan sideline for Luxemburg Casco is not 50-50 shot, right?
So we saw the first penalty of the game. Here's the first punt of the game. Shane Beck will do the honors. Paxton Wyman is the deep man. This one kind of funky. And it'll roll and die at the 25-yard line. 28-14 here in the third quarter. Now a word from our network sponsor. This is your WIAA network station.
Bobby, are you there? I heard all this noise and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no.
Robo-assistant ready.
Well, now that we're married, we need help merging our finances.
Choose from these options: investing, insurance, retirement planning, college funding.
I have so many questions.
Here is a link to our FAQ page. Was this information helpful?
Go with no.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I'm sure you have questions.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. Insurance, financial planning, all in one place.
Please rate my service.
Farming is more than just a job because it demands so much of you. Every day I'm with the people that I care about the most. We accomplish or we fail together.
Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin cheese and dairy.
Save on big projects. Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss out. Get organized. Save 11% on Dakota Closet Systems. Transform your home with 11% off new Mastercraft doors. Build your dream kitchen and save 11% on Clearview cabinetry. Or go even bigger and get 11% off a whole house. Don't miss out. There's no limit to what you can save. Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day.
Save big money at Menards.
Nathan Lane in the offense back out there. Leading 28-14 is Lodi. You look at the drive chart for the Blue Devils in the first half. Pretty fruitful, Scott.
Yeah, they did a tremendous job. The first one play, the first play of the game. The rest of them were just methodic, right? They're moving the ball down the field in a hurry, too. They can move down the field quickly.
Hand it off on the draw. Look out. Kyler Clemens. No one will get him. Touchdown, Lodi.
That was quick, too. Opportunistic, right? Offensive line has been working hard all game long. It doesn't take much for these guys to break out of a tackle. Strength and power in the run game. Really good job in play action. Just hits right up the gap. The jet sweep causes defenders just to pause, and that second pause that you have allows your running back up, shooting up the gas in the middle. Nobody there, right? They're all playing for that jet sweep and sliding, and so it widened guys out and it opened up the middle of the field. Again, really good design play calling by the coaching staff.
PAT is good. 12th rushing touchdown for Kyler Clemens. Over 1,000 yards on the season.
On the field.
This one, 74 yards to the house. Now a message from your statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
Is that dishwasher running?
Criterion, ready when you are. Get this Criterion stainless steel appliance suite for under $2,400 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Should we switch insurance companies when we move?
Yeah, not a bad idea to shop around.
Your quote, $3,000, $1,500 a year. Mute, please.
We should talk to someone.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Let's get an accurate quote for you.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
I think when anybody comes onto our farm, they see how family-oriented we are. Having the 3 generations all at one dinner table, it's just a really fun time to spend as a family. I would love to see them someday taking over the farm as well. You know, that's a farmer's ultimate dream, to see it pass on to the hands of the next generation.
Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin cheese and dairy.
Told you earlier in the first half, Kyler Clemens, Brady Poles, who's ever in the backfield, their job is to take some of the pressure off of Mason Lane having to carry the football a lot. I guess so, Scott Nelson. They've done their part, haven't they?
Yeah, they've done a great job in the pass game. They've obviously done a great job in the running game, and it's been really fun to watch those guys execute their role, and they take heart in that, right? They want to do the best for their guys, and it's all 11 of them on the field doing it together.
Brady Massey on the scoop and carry out to the 25-yard line. So now the Spartans up against it once again, trailing by 21 here in the third quarter.
At the 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for Luxemburg Casco.
This is an important drive for the Spartans, right? They need to be able to get down the field, even a field goal, right? You just got to find a way to shorten this thing up, shorten up the spread of points and give yourself a chance to feel good, get some momentum going, and get the guys energized and back into it. Right now they're a little dejected. Those big plays are hard on a team.
Well, the middle, Shane Beck again. Trusty for his quarterback, Ronsman, who's now 10 of 18. 127 yards to the air. The All-State honorable mention QB. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
See what Lodi dials up defensively against this look.
Little careen job for a 1st down out to the 36-yard line. Carry there by Class.
By Crew Clemens. Gain of 7 to the 37.
So that'll be a 1st down. You know, Neil Searing, last week when they played Catholic Memorial, loaded with Division I collegiate talent, he said it was the true David versus Goliath story, right?
Well, they play with a little edge that way, a little chip on the shoulder, right? That these guys understand. And hopefully they can get that back. Right now, Lodi's just been taking it to them. They've just been more disciplined throughout the course of the game and executing plays. But as we were talking coming out of the half, Luxemburg Casco just needs to settle down and do their thing. Right now they're moving the chains. This drive has started off really well with them. 2 first downs here. Now they're getting in Lodi territory. Things starting to tighten up. Defense gets a little bit more aggressive. Plays happen a little bit quicker. You just got to settle in and trust the guy next to you to do what's expected.
Chris Vanderwielen on that catch into Lodi territory at the 45. 1st and 10 for Ronsman. Fake it. Dump it. Shane Beck to the 38.
Shane Beck had his hand in the ground, lined up as a tight end, 2 receivers to the offside edge. His little chip block and releases down the line of scrimmage. for a nice play, right? And this is something that's really well executed. It delays guys because of the play action in the backfield. Linebackers can't get out there, and then you're one-on-one. But a really nice job by Mason Lane to make the tackle and bring him down.
Makes this play 2nd down and 3. Class. Oh, what a tackle. Ride him, Cowboy. Jace Kalinske.
A lot of times you'll see guys go low into the legs and try and wrap up and hog tackle, so to speak. He sees it square to the line of scrimmage, feet nice and wide. He can react either way. Great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down. Those are good fundamentals.
Andrew Class, 10 carries, 81 yards. Got nothing there because of Kalinske. So it's 3rd down and 3. Ronsman keeps it. Trying to cut back. Gets to the 35, exactly where he needed to be. 1st down, Luxemburg Casco.
Ronsman does a really good job in this play, waiting for number 62, Ryland Day, one of his offensive linemen, to pull. He doesn't get out in front of him. He pauses and waits for him to clear. Nice kick-out block, and behind that, he cuts forward for the 1st down. Really good job.
Yeah, Ryland Day, co-offensive player of the year in the Northeastern. He's the guy making all the calls up front, Scott. Called a good one there. Got him the 1st down to 35. Ronsman out of the pocket and on the move and just spikes it into the ground. Don't want to throw that one into traffic.
Yeah, he got hurt once doing that. He won't make that same mistake twice.
It'll be 2nd down and 10. So that's back to the David and Goliath thing with the level 4 game last week. I mean, that's the thing is like, so you're David and you slayed Goliath, but you got to go and do it again.
Yeah.
Because,
well, that's what all this is. A playoff football is stack and win on win, right? And being able to come back and do it all over again. Good thing for most teams around the state, right? We had beautiful weather this whole week, so you had a chance to really prepare and not worry a whole lot about snow or rain or that kind of stuff. But it's hard to really get up that way and do things, and that's one thing that these guys haven't quite grasped yet here today at Camp Randall Stadium with the flag on the play.
Yeah, 2 flags around the line of scrimmage as Schoenbeck made the catch, but it might not stand.
My guess with the time that he had in the pocket there's probably a holding call.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay. 2nd down.
Going to be a hold on the left side of your screen as you watch it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good tackle.
2nd and 10.
Yeah, that point takedown. Yeah, fair enough with the wrestling guys, you bet. I think we were talking, Bob, these two schools have faced off in the state wrestling tournament a handful of
times. Yes,
times.
they have. Yeah.
Like there's no love lost between these two.
A lot of good wrestlers on these football teams. That one spiked in front of Vanderwielen. And we get an injured Lodi player. That's Kalinske. And Cade Murray. He's our referee. We haven't heard a lot from him, which is fine, but Murray out of lacrosse going to give the official timeout to get the player off, Kalinske.
I just got bent a little funny there on the tackle, coming from behind, and one of his teammates comes the other way, and he just got bent a little funny.
He pulls out there. Checking on Jace. Walking him back to the sideline.
I can wrench the back pretty good, getting hit like that.
Dave Paul's 20 years. Wonder what's going on in his gut, Scott, right now as we get late stages of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I think right now he's just thinking, let's win this thing, right? He's focused and locked in. I think you're looking at 4:47. You have the same lead going in the 4th quarter. Those emotions might be a little bit different.
You heard him tell Carly at halftime, can't keep doing the back and forth thing. Knocked down What a play by Mason Lane. It was intended for Massey. Lane lets him try to make the catch here, Scott, and then provides the pop.
He has timed it out perfectly. He's not getting into the receiver before the ball gets there, and his eyes are on the football, rips through the arm, knocks the football out. That's a great play.
You already got a pick in this game. Didn't need the pick there, just need to make the play because you force 4th down and 20, and you force Luxemburg Casco to go for it, trailing by 3 scores. Can Ronsman dial something up? And they'll give him the catch, but it's not enough for the first down. Schoenbeck skids to get it, but it'll be Lodi football.
Yeah, that's a tough throw, rolling onto your left, trying to deliver the football in the hands of your receiver, throws it low. I'm not even sure if he catches that clean up on his feet, but he's going to get there. Lodi defensive back closed really, really nice. Probably would have made the tackle short of the first. Nice job defensively by Lodi, understanding situational football, right? 4th and long. We don't want you to get past, at that point, the 30-yard line, the 25-yard line. So understanding the situation, right? Being present in the moment, knowing what it is. And that's great communication from the coaching staff out to the players, and the players communicating to one another.
Brings Mason Lane and the offense back on the field with a 21-point cushion here in the third quarter. To the ground and pulls. And Brady stood up for a moment, but bouncing. And when it's all said and done, gain of 4.
Yeah, that's just attitude and effort right there. Not being willing to come down. And good job up front initially, but really good filling the gaps defensively by the Spartans. And then Brady just peels out of there, jumps to the one side, cuts back all the way around the edge. Good pursuit by the Spartans, but a really nice job of Brady staying up on his feet, being hungry, and gaining yardage, right? And that's what a running back needs to do, is find ways to move the first down marker, the chains, the down marker, all those things. Just being aggressive with that. We talked a little bit at halftime between you and I. Brady's 6'4", and 220 pounds. That's a big body to bring down.
So the numbers on Brady, not much on the ground, but remember that screen pass, when he took it to the house, that's where he got most of his yardage tonight.
Offense. 12 in the huddle, did not solve in time. It's a 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
There's Cade Murray again. He's out of lacrosse. He and his crew doing a tremendous job here as well. The referees, as we always say, the officials, they are graded and they earn the opportunity to work a state championship football game.
Yeah, this is the hard work and energy and time that they put in together as a crew, and it's good to see them rewarded for something like this.
Let's see. Math is hard, Scott.
Just count by 2s. You'll be all right.
One too many, gentlemen. One of the few mistakes Lodi has made tonight.
Right.
Brings up 2nd down and 11. Mason Lane keeps it. RPO action there. Spins his way to the 36. And right now, if you're Lodi, up 35-14. Yeah, a big play. We'll take that. And we've had plenty already tonight. But more importantly, Scott, I guess you take care of the football, you keep moving the football, you keep running clock, and good things will happen when we get to the 4th.
Well, you've seen their offensive play calling a little bit differently. They're patient, getting out of the huddle. They're not rushing the line of scrimmage. They're doing things a little bit more methodically to burn that time. And that's what you need to do in a situation like this when you're up 21 points. Those are good things. Again, well coached, coaches understanding situations, putting the kids in position to make plays. We've got to get a timeout by Lodi here. Again, a mix-up in
Charge timeout. Lodi. It's their first 60-second timeout.
Yeah, Dave Pauls is over there saying we're mixing and we're matching and okay. Let's talk about it and we'll get it straight.
Yeah, we need to communicate clearly for the kids, right? We can't have those mix-up as a coaching staff, and call the timeouts, settle people back down, settle your guys back down, settle your coaches down, and line up and get out there with your best play call in the 3rd long situation.
I asked Dave earlier this week, he talked with us and said 20 years and this is going to be it, win or lose, and he said, yeah, but he's at peace with it, Scott, because He said it's been a good run. The program's in a great place. And Brady's going to be done. He's going to go play football at Eau Claire for the Blue Goals. Wants to go watch him play up there. His daughter runs track and cross country at lacrosse. Wants to go watch her. He wants to go be a dad and not have the football coach thing in the family after 20 years. So again, he's at peace. No matter how this turned out, he said, it's time. And I can leave the program in a very good place at the same time.
Yeah, I think the amount of time and energy that head coaches put in with meetings on weekends, and it's a lot of time away from your family. Brady obviously grew up around it, was part of it, was a ball boy at some point for the Blue Devils. Your spouse, your kid, right? You want to give that back to them for the time that they gave you to do something that you love to do, and he recognizes it's in a good spot, like you said. Lodi community is very supportive of their teams, and he feels really good about stepping away from it with the work that he's put in to build this program to where it is.
All right, out of the timeout. They talk about it, and now they try to execute on 3rd down and 8. Mason Lane. Toss it, sideline, and not for the first down. They get it done on the catch and crew by Crew Clemens.
Again, a little misdirection to begin to play, to hold those linebackers, to hold people in the middle, and then a little slide left with your offensive line as your quarterback clears out to the edge. Lane really patient and poised, finds his receiver, does a really good job in locating Clemens, giving them football with momentum out in front of him to turn upfield and get the first down.
Time's starting to wind down here in Luxemburg Casco, and for Lodi, working to keep that clock moving. Markers come in all over the field. We had to say something that the first half was clean of penalties, and now
they're just raining.
Yep. Might be a hold, might be coming back. Cade Murray talking it over with his guys.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Will remain first down.
Ball moved back to the 37.
Talk about, Scott mentioned earlier that Mason Lane, and detail-oriented kid. And he's a film he studies film. Dave Pohl says he studies film more than anybody. I mean, who does that?
Yeah.
Unless you're, Tua or Joe Burrow or something, but this is a high school kid.
It's a far cry from the old reels that I had to watch, and then VHS, great. You couldn't see anything. Now it's clear as day.
Toss. And good yards there by Kyler Clemens. Pushed out of bounds, short of midfield. But they got a big chunk back there after the penalty.
A lot of times when you have a big penalty like that, right, you'll try and get it back through the air. They just stuck to the ground. They understand rolling the clock, winding time. But they got a nice chunk of yardage, like you said. And those are things that can break a defense, right? When you gash them that way for big yardage, even though it sets up 2nd and 11, that was a really nice play, a physical play. They can start to wear that front line down, and that's when you start to see things break even more.
Makes it 2nd down and 11. Mason Lane going to do it himself. Tripped up at the 49-yard line. Clemens now 12 carries for 122 yards. He's also made a catch for 11. He's done a lot of damage in this Lodi backfield today.
See Lodi rotating a lot of their skill players in and out, trying to keep guys fresh, making sure they're ready for defense as well, right? There are a lot of two-way players between both these squads, and Lodi's offense really does a nice job of settling in with things. And this defense has been out there a long time, this entire game, and the time of possession, I don't know what that is at all, but I got a feeling Lodi's got to be up probably 7 minutes or so compared between the two of them.
Yeah, 6-7 minutes. You're pretty close, Scott.
That's a good guess.
Nice job. 3rd and 8. Lane. Catch is made by Sargent. Got the first down.
Pass complete. Gavin Sargent.
Just lays down. Gets to the stick, Scott, and lays down to number 1.
Tremendous job up front. Luxemburg Casco bringing a blitz. Really good job of picking that up. Probably got tripped up more than laid down, but he stayed in bounds, right?
Point taken.
Yeah. They can run one more play and probably burn through the third quarter here if they'd like.
They will do it on 1st and 10 at the 36 of Luxemburg Casco. Clemens.
And is he a hard runner? Really like watching him go at it.
Aren't they all in the Lodi backfield? I mean, Mason Lane when he runs, and then Brady Poles.
Well, you probably have to be. You want to earn some playing time, right? If one guy's doing it, I better load up and pack a punch too.
6 seconds. 6.
They'll take it down in the third quarter. Really nice job here in the third quarter by Lodi controlling things. Luxemburg Casco again just has to find some momentum here in the fourth quarter to get something positive to finish on a good note here to the end of the season.
12 minutes of football remain in the Division 4 state championship. Lodi 35, Luxemburg Casco 14. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA.
Right here. Right here is where opportunity is born. This is where career paths are paved with ambition, determination, and conviction. This is the very spot where trails are blazed with a fiery passion to redefine the status quo and reimagine what's possible. Right here, here, and here is where you look your future straight in the eye and confidently ask, are you ready?
Feels good to win? Get in on the action at WisconsinSurplus.com. Bid on any number of new auction items. With new auctions added weekly, the winning never stops. Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction. Great deals, unexpected.
Have vacation plans? How about the ultimate dream pupcation for your dog at Barks on Bourbon? We are a boarding, grooming, and daycare facility exclusively for dogs. We promise to treat every dog as we would our own and customize each dog's stay to meet their individual needs. From a very active guest to a not-so-social guest, we'll establish the care that's right for them. Our staff focuses on safety, comfort, and fun. After all, this is a mini doggy getaway. All breeds and sizes are welcome. Barks on Bourbon. The holidays are coming, and there's no better time to update your flooring. From luxury vinyl and tile to laminate, hardwood, carpet, and stone, Floors for Less will give you a free consultation and $200 off your next flooring project through the end of the year. Don't pay more for your quality floor. Shop Floors for Less today.
Do you have back pain? Stop waiting and call Capital Physical Therapy today to begin treatment. With 6 convenient locations, we will have you in the door in 24. Capital Physical Therapy, your access to physical therapy without a doctor's referral. Call us today.
Having trouble getting car insurance because of your driving record, no current insurance, or have an OWI? Need an SR22? Call locally owned Compliance Insurance. Auto insurance for all drivers. Visit us online or call Compliance Insurance today and drive today.
One more quarter of football for head coach Dave Pauls of Lodi. And then he calls it a career, and if his team can stay in front, he will call a career on top with the second ever state championship at Lodi High School.
6 at the 32.
We begin the fourth quarter. Lodi football at the 32. Mason Lane over to Sargent. He's gobbled up quickly. Only a gain of 1 brings a third down for the Blue Devils. In that third quarter, Scott, Lodi 123 yards and the touchdown. Luxemburg only 74, so they tried to get some momentum to stay in this football game, and Lodi just kept saying, nope, not going to do it.
Yeah, that fourth down conversion that they attempted, right, that was one thing that Lodi's defense knew, right, what they were probably going to run. Great defensive play call, well coached again, so situational football, recognizing that, and then ultimately you got to execute it, and that's what they did.
Clemens in the backfield. Give it to him. Going to be 2 yards shy. Fourth down from the 28-yard line. No punt team, no field goal team. They will try to go for it. Keep the football, keep the clock moving.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. We've been able to gash him a few different times. You're looking at 2 yards. It's a long 2 yards in this situation, but this is where the Luxemburg Casco defense, if they stop, this can give some momentum to your offense coming out on the field to hopefully get something positive here in the fourth quarter.
And that's what Dave Pohl said it at halftime. We need to put the foot on the gas pedal in the second half. Here's your opportunity. And they get it done. Clemens again, workhorse running back, moves the chains to the 21.
Again, patient until the alley opens up, foot in the ground, north and south. Knew what he needed to get for the first down and executed extremely well. Nice job blocking up front to give him that gap to shoot through. Again, but these guys are well coached, but it's a matter of the execution. Can I transfer what I heard in my ear to my brain and then physically out? And Lodi's been able to do that time and time again tonight.
They have been the well-oiled machine, if you will, all season long. There's a reason they came into this state championship undefeated. Mason Lane's got it. And run out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Averaging almost 38 a game during the season. Giving up, Scott, just 6.5 on average in the first 13 games. And his defense pitched 6 shutouts, did Lodi, during the season.
Yeah, there's a little attitude with that, right? And a want to, so to speak, right? We come out and we're gonna flat out beat you. You got to try and find a way to compete against what we've got, and you might even know what we're doing, but you still got to stop us. And tonight, so far, Luxemburg Casco hasn't been able to do that. They've provided some great effort, but Lodi's been just a little bit too much.
Second down and 10. Mason Lane curls, tosses it, and then banged out of bounds at the 14. That's Crew Clemens. And bring up third down and 3 for Lodi.
Pretty good pop there at the end.
Yeah. They're going to look at Crew and ask him to count how many fingers. Dave Pohl's right there.
So yep. Fun as a coach. You all right? No, are you all right? Right?
Yeah. I'm Batman.
Yeah. Right. Give me a Snickers.
Third down and 3. At the Clemens again. No, he got the first down all on his own because he was wrapped up, Scott, for a gain of nothing. He turned something into nothing, or nothing into something. You get the idea. It's first down. Yeah. Okay.
Again, that's a little want-to and attitude from your running back. Breaking through tackles. Again, he's not overly large, right? He's not a big running back. He's not 220 like Pauls is, like Brady Pauls. But he runs like he is. He's really strong. He breaks tackles. You cannot arm tackle the guy. He'll run right through it. Case in point in that last play.
And now Lodi looking to slam this game shut. From the 10, first and goal. Clemens again. Nice job again, just navigating through all the traffic up front to the 4.
You know, when you're going first and goal from the 10-yard line, it seems like you should be able to get another first down, quote unquote, right? But that 10 yards is hard to get. When you gain 6 or 7 on that first play, maybe 5, right? That sets up really well for your offense.
I mean, coming into the game, Scott, Clemens had 959 yards. Poles, 845. And your quarterback rushed for over 1,000. Right. I mean, those 3 guys alone, that's almost 3,000 yards with those 3 guys just gashing defenses. Second and goal from the 5. Sargent. Send him out. And just go Clemens up the middle again with a hard run to the 3. It'll be third and goal.
A lot of bodies done piled through there.
Gain of 1 to the 3-yard line.
This is where, as a running back, you go to the offensive line. Fellas, this is what we need. Let's go. Put your cleats in the ground. I'm coming right behind you, but let's move these guys and put this thing away. And not that the celebration begins with 7 minutes left, but it's certainly coming close.
Yeah, they can punctuate this with a touchdown here with under 7 to go. Third and goal from the 4 for Lodi. Mason Lane And he gets taken down quite nicely, I might add, by 52. Ezra Wagee, all-state defensive end. Their leading tackler forces fourth down.
Loss of 3 on the play.
Oh, where'd he come from? Shot out of the cannon.
Ezra just shedded the block, right? He's engaged to begin with, keeps his outside arm and leg free, gap sound assignment, and then breaks away from the block and a tremendous tackle. The D lineman that's only 5'10", maybe even 5'9", if you're lucky, just by looking at him. But, well, what a ball of fire he is.
Yeah, still playing with a purpose. Field goal try of 23 yards. Castillo Rosales will try to tack on 3 more. And the kick is good. 38-14 Lodi, creeping closer to their second ever state championship. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Luxemburg Casco 14.
Bobby? Are you there? I heard all this noise, and then I was thinking you dropped the connection. But I'm a little worried. Honey, are you all right? Bobby, where are... I hear sirens. Bobby, what's going on? Please answer me. Oh, God. Bobby, no.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss out. Upgrade your home with new flooring. We carry durable laminate flooring, easy to install sheet vinyl, and waterproof vinyl plank. Tarkett Harbor Village sheet vinyl is just 84 cents a square foot after rebate. Add style and luxury to your bathroom with Max. The Cyrene shower is the perfect stylish solution for any bathroom. Get it for $596.29 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, call insurance agent.
Insurance agent not found in contact.
Call insurance company.
Insurance company is currently closed. Please call back during business hours. For directions, press 1. For billing, press 2. If you would like to speak with an agent, you have misdialed.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Don't worry, we're going to get this taken care of.
Thanks, man.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Dave Poles and Lodi, 550 away from a special moment here in Division 4. Wisconsin Education Association Council thanks all public school educators giving their all this school year. WEAC, we teach, we inspire. Dave's a teacher as well at Lodi, special ed teacher there.
Yeah, and that's what pays the bills.
As you know.
At least a few of them, not all of them.
Castillo Rosales again. The bouncer again. Fielded at the 16. Cameron Dorner. And finally brought down at the 30-yard line.
Grayson Cummins made a tackle at the 30-yard line.
Limping off the field a little bit, got popped. Coach says, nope, you're staying.
Most guys want to stay.
Yeah.
Even when they tell them to get off the field.
Yeah. Nope. That little hurt right there, just as you get back out there. All right. Mentally, you got to block that out and come back again. A little confusion in their formation.
Next, Ronsman, who sat out one play, but while he sat out, his running back, Andrew Class. This will be an early movement by Luxemburg Casco. Class took it to the house in the Wildcat formation. And Cade Murray will make the call.
I think they had both receivers moving at the same time. Again, a little confusion on the play call.
Prior to snap, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
By the way, Cade Murray and his crew, most of them are from the La Crosse area, and most of the crew, Scott, are in their 20s. And I applaud that because we hear all the stories about the lack of officials and the need for officials. And here's a group of young men, probably right out of college, and they're officiating on the big stage, and they earned it.
Yeah, he looks young, doesn't he? Compared to you and I.
Rosy cheeks compared to everybody. Great job, gentlemen. 1st and 15 now, back at the 25. Little jet sweep action here. And cut back by Dorner. Nets not a whole lot, maybe a yard.
Met by Kyler Clemens, who's all over the field tonight. Doing it right offensively, defensively. And you talk about seniors that, right, staying on the field and wanting to do this, right? Their time where they'll get substituted here is coming, and they'll be recognized by the Lodi faithful, and they played a tremendous game here this evening.
2nd and 14. Got a story on the Lodi seniors, Scott. Ronsman will throw, and catch is made. Was he in bounds? No. Out of bounds, bring up 3rd and 14. So Dave Poles told me that this senior group, they do everything together since kindergarten. They are inseparable. He said it's almost kind of annoying that they would travel like a pack, like a flock. They'd all move around because they were afraid they might miss something if they weren't together. And he said they still have sleepovers. They stay up till 3 in the morning playing video games. But it's been like that since they were young. And so it's no wonder that when they got the chance to play football together, they've all been on the same page together since kindergarten.
Yeah, you kind of learn everybody's idiosyncrasies and how guys react and what motivates each other. And I'm sure they get after each other quite a bit, and yet they love playing football together. They love competing together, and that's how you foster a lot of that team camaraderie. And the young guys see that, and they want to be a part of that. And it's exciting when you have those results, and you certainly winning helps all of that kind of stuff. But there you see Brady Pauls, and you take a look at Mason Lane and all those guys down the line, right? That they've endured a lot. They've competed together for a long time, and they're ending it on the prime stage here at Camp Randall. And there's no better way to go out than what you're watching here tonight with this group.
The important thing about this inseparable group of seniors is that Dave Paul said they look out for each other. They have each other's back, and that is loyalty. And that will go a long way when you're playing football together.
Oh, without a doubt. That's one thing, if you got each other's back, right? If there's a situation where you don't feel comfortable, your teammates and your buddies, in that case, hey, we're getting out of here. I don't feel right with this, and that's a great thing.
We'll step aside one more time as Lodi closing in on a state title. Now, statewide sponsors. It's your WIAA network station.
Robo-assistant ready.
Well, now that we're married, we need help merging our finances.
Choose from these options: investing, insurance, retirement planning, college funding.
I have so many questions.
Here is a link to our FAQ page. Was this information helpful?
Go with no.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I'm sure you have questions.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. Insurance, financial planning, all in one place.
Please rate my service.
Save on big projects. Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day. Don't miss out. Get organized. Save 11% on Dakota Closet Systems. Transform your home with 11% off new Mastercraft doors. Build your dream kitchen and save 11% on Clearview cabinetry. Or go even bigger and get 11% off a whole house. Don't miss out. There's no limit to what you can save. Menards 11% sale ends Thanksgiving Day.
Save big money at Menards.
In Wisconsin, something important happens in our public schools. Learning and inspiration to shape the next generation. Every single day, public school educators open the doors of opportunity for our students. Hand in hand with families, we work to be sure all students everywhere have what they need to meet their full potential. The members of the Wisconsin Education Association Council go above and beyond for our students. Join us, WIAA. We teach, we inspire.
The Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin and Wisconsin Sportsnet want you to meet one of their Student Athlete Spotlight honorees, a Wisconsin high school student who excels in class, on the field, and on local family farms. Dustin Nolan is a junior from Prairie du Chien, plays varsity football and basketball, and is a 13-year member of the Eastman Clover 4-H Club. Dustin enjoys working with his family on their 4th-generation farm, Nolan Family Farms. Look for the Proudly Wisconsin badge to support local dairy farmers.
38-14, it's time now for your Wisconsin DOT play of the game, and so many to choose from, Scott Nelson. But we followed in the first half. Mason Lane to Gavin Sargent. Catch, foot in, touchdown, Lodi.
Yeah, that's one where you got to trust your guy. Again, you talked about him in the triple jump at State. Throw it up, let your guy go work for it. Great execution on the end of that play with the catch and the toe tap for the 6.
DOT play of the game, 0 in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Lodi now trying to run the clock out. As Brady Poles gets the carry here. We talked about the seniors. They want to be in the field when this one's over, Scott. And for Brady Poles, and of course his dad, Dave, they didn't even know if they would get to this point. It's been a special 2-year run, but Brady's sophomore season nearly derailed by a near life-threatening and altering injury he suffered in a car accident. He was in the vehicle with some of his other teammates. The car rear-ended a truck going 55 miles an hour. Brady went flying out of the car onto the pavement. He laid unconscious, broken vertebrae, broken bones. Former player arrived on the scene and helped stabilize him until the EMS arrived. As Brady gets the carry here. He was taken to UW Children's Hospital, and he stayed in the ICU, Scott, for 6 days. Avoided spinal injury. Dave said, we didn't even know if he'd be able to play football again. I mean, they knew their son was fighting for his life. And then the happy ending is that 6 months later, Brady returned to action for the Blue Devils basketball team in January of 2022. Goes on to play football again. Going to end with a state championship for he and his father.
Yeah, a lot of emotions go there, which brings us back to the start of the game, right? Controlling the emotions and what that all means. And these guys were prepared tonight. They came in with a purpose. They came in to execute the game plan, and they had a great game plan by the coaching staff, and they've done just that. And you're seeing the results with a victory tonight in the gold ball. It's a hat off to the desire and the want to of the players. The coaches understanding the seriousness of things, and Brady and his teammates working hard to get back into position where they can, one, play the game, and two, finish with the gold ball. And those are things that they'll remember, right? When they go back and get together with their buddies after high school, and as tight as they are, I'm sure those friendships will last for a long time. And really impressive with how they've shown up here tonight in a tough environment, and yet, again, we talk about the program that Dave has built. These guys were young men in elementary, middle school age last time they were here, and there's a desire to get here and be a part of something like that. And what a great way to go out with your dad, your senior year, his last game coaching, and truly a special moment for them.
Mason Lane, quarterback keeper, to the 38-yard line. Yeah, Dave Poles said that a lasting memory in his mind was when they won it all in 2017. And there's Brady as a water boy / ball boy, and he's in the end zone. And he said, I saw my son celebrating, and I got to celebrate and give him a hug. That was one of the first things that happened. Well, now he's going to get to hug his kid again as a player.
Special.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I would guess there would be some tears shed here after the game.
I mean, it's hard to script this, right?
Yeah, storybook.
Yeah. Mason Lane again. He'll pick up the first down.
Lane on the
You know,
carry.
Dave Poles, he talked with us earlier about this week, and he said the players this season, because it's a special group, they all expected to be here. They had a goal, and they thought, we're going to get to state. Dave said, I kind of tempered things because it's like, you know what? You never know. Things can happen. And Dave Pohl said, you don't get storybook endings, but guess what, Coach? Sometimes you do.
Yeah, and this is one of them for here, and he'll remember this for a long, long time. Very, very special moment for these guys, and I think we might get a delayed game. I'm not sure, but substitutions happening, players coming in and out.
Dead ball foul, substitution infraction, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
I think Dave wants to give some of his seniors a curtain call here, and in the back and
the clock
forth.
Will start on the ready for play.
There's a little confusion, but we may see Brady come out. We may see Mason Lane come out.
Yeah, they're going in like their victory formation, just take a knee with this.
And the clock rolling here. A couple kneel downs now. The best feeling in the world for a quarterback. Recap of the day, Scott. 4 games are about to be in the books. We started with Edgar winning the Division 7 title. Again, 36-6 was the final there. You want drama? We had it in Division 6. Walk-off field goal by a German Ford Exchange student. Stratford wins at 10-7 over Darlington, and then La Crosse Aquinas was down 13-0 to Wrightstown. No problem. They go on to win at 32-13, another title for the Blue Goals. And Lodi on the doorstep, about to get their second state championship in school history. There's your final Gatorade bath. Dave Pohl's in your final football game as a head coach.
Enjoy the moment. Pretty awesome.
Hugs all around.
Mutual respect there in the field. You like to see that. Two teams that went at it, competed their tails off. Hard one for Luxemburg Casco. The Spartans, tremendous season in their own right. Neil Searing did a great job with his group of guys, and just ran into a buzzsaw with the Lodi Blue Devils here tonight. They were just the better team, and it's nothing against the Spartans by any stretch, because that's a really good football team with some really good players. But Lodi was just clicking on all cylinders tonight and earned it, right? And they came out and they competed. They came out and executed. It was really fun to watch these two teams go at it. But hats off to Lodi and Dave Pohl's in his last one to celebrate with the gold ball.
Storybook ending. Hollywood script. Whatever you want to call it. Dave Pohl's and the Lodi Blue Devils. They are winners in Division 4 tonight.
Welcome to Pizza Pit, voted 2023's best pizza and chicken wings by Madison.com. Pizza Pit's more than just a pizzeria. We're your neighbors since 1969. Try our subs, gyros, or the crowd-pleasing Pit Sticks. Taste our award-winning flavors today and order at pizzapit.biz.
Right here. Right here is where opportunity is born. This is where career paths are paved with ambition, determination, and conviction. This is the very spot where trails are blazed with a fiery passion to redefine the status quo and reimagine what's possible. Right here, here, and here is where you look your future straight in the eye and confidently ask, are you ready?
Over 89 active auctions right now, like this GMC 3500 with plow for $100, or this Sony SLR camera for $5. Okay, maybe not this week, but this baby dump truck for $100, definitely. Make a bid, get a deal, don't miss out. WisconsinSurplus.com.
We have a huge inventory at Rosen Nissan Madison, including the Nissan Murano, Rogue, and Pathfinder. You'll save a fistful of dollars with 0% financing, $3,000 Nissan customer cash, and no payments for 90 days. Visit our showroom where our product specialists are here to help, or browse our huge selection online at RosenNissanMadison.com. Come be part of the Rosen family.
Rosen, Rosen, Rosen. Rosen.
Flying insurance costs going up? Erie Insurance has great coverages, rates, and claim service. And your rates won't increase because of celebrity advertising campaigns or sports stadium sponsorships. Call Affordable Insurance Solutions for your auto, home, or business quote and see what Erie Insurance can do for you.
Bumper damaged, paint chipped, dented or scratched car, cloudy headlights? Why live with it? Save up to 60% from traditional body shops to repair instead of replace. Big or small damage, smaller price. Visit Auto Color in Middleton or on Stoughton Road.
Jack Link's Beef Jerky in New Glarus is now hiring night shift positions for maintenance mechanics and supervisors. Starting pay between $22 and $30 an hour. Includes paid time off, holidays, health, dental, and life insurance benefits after 30 days of employment. We offer steady work shifts, training, and career advancement opportunities in a fun and energetic environment. Explore your wild side and let us feed your journey. Apply online today at jacklinks.com/careers and run with Sasquatch tomorrow.
At Lawton Cates, we're all about comebacks. Whether it's helping you recover after an accident or return to the job following an injury, we fight the odds and the insurance company for our clients every day. Your life counts. Lawton Cates.
Welcome to Pizza Pit, voted 2023's best pizza and chicken wings by Madison.com. Pizza Pit's more than just a pizzeria. We're your neighbors since 1969. Try our subs, gyros, or the crowd-pleasing pit sticks. Taste our award-winning flavors today and order at pizzapit.biz.
There are your final digits in Division 4. Lodi 38, Luxemburg Casco 14. Neil Sirian, the head coach of the Spartans, said earlier this week, we will win with humility or we will lose, but with no excuses. They were classy in going up against another strong football team after knocking off Catholic Memorial last week in dramatic fashion. Lodi was just a better football team tonight, Scott, and they ended with a perfect season, 14-0.
Yeah, some of the humility you see Coach Neil Searing standing back, letting his seniors and captains come out and get the silver ball. Nothing to be ashamed of by any stretch. Those guys out front, he'll take this, but I got a feeling he'll give that to his players pretty dang quick. Certainly a lot to be proud of from Luxemburg Casco in that community. The Spartans played extremely well this year, knocking off Memorial, like you said last week. Catholic Memorial is a tremendous football team, and they took it to them. And they ended up with a knockout or a late field goal to win it. Just really, really well done. I think these guys, they appreciate the effort that these players put in as a coaching staff, and yet tomorrow the new year begins, right? And so hopefully you can repeat and do some things again, and hopefully these younger guys are hungry to get on the field and produce like they did this year. But a tremendous season by Coach Searing and his guys. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Now, Neil Searing said that he almost left coaching during the COVID year, but he's certainly glad that he stuck around. Now it's Lodi's turn. Runners up in 2015, couldn't quite get it done. 2 years later, the 2017 team, they got it done with the first ever state championship at Lodi. Now they get to make it bookends in the final and 20th season as the head coach at Lodi. Dave Pulls bringing home the hardware.
Yeah, what a moment this is going to be for him to celebrate, right? And you can see how excited his players are for him. No one more so than his son, and those are special moments. And for the Lodi community, for these guys that put the blood, sweat, and tears and the work in the off season, and just all that paid off today for them. And they put it together a great game plan, and the guys executed. And as you said, they were just a better football team tonight. And that happens. I think you play these games 9 out of 10 times, and I don't know that Lodi wins that many. I think it might be more like 5-4, right? But two teams that really competed well. That's what you want the state championship to be: is two teams that are really gritty, get after it, and we saw that again tonight.
Party at the Pulls house in Lodi as they win it 38-14. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network affiliate.
Blower noises, pops, or rattles coming from your furnace? Call Fowler for a free estimate and next-day installation on a quality furnace that's quiet, saves you money, and backed by a 5-year guarantee. Call Fowler Heating and Air today. Cooler heat, Fowler can't be beat.
For over 70 years, people in northeastern Dane County have trusted Baki Chiropractic with their healthcare needs. Don't live with joint or back pain. Visit one of our 4 locations for personalized care from experienced chiropractors with a hands-on approach. Baki Chiropractic strives to get you better in a timely fashion and is accepted by most insurance companies. If you have joint, back, or neck pain, call us today. Treating you with the most time-proven adjustment methods, we also offer laser therapy, ultrasound, and muscle stim. Baki Chiropractic. Call us. Come in. Feel good again.
At Muir Roofing Construction, 99% of our residential roofs are done in a day and come with a lifetime shingle warranty as well as a 15-year craftsmanship warranty. Call me, Jim Muir, for roofing, siding, and gutters. And remember, as always, we do it right at any height.
Shop Johnson Sausage Shop in WIAA with me for the best tasting homemade sausages. Custom processing for your beef, hog, lamb, and wild game. Plus over 50 varieties of cheese curds and homemade snack sticks. Johnson Sausage Shop and Catering, where you buy 5 and get 1 free.
Blower noises, pops, or rattles coming from your furnace? Call Fowler for a free estimate and next-day installation on a quality furnace that's quiet, saves you money, and backed by a 5-year guarantee. Call Fowler Heating and Air today. Cooler heat, Fowler can't be beat.
And pep rally later tonight for the state champion Lodi Blue Devils. But right now, we're going to hear from those victorious champions. For that, we'll send it over to Carly Murata.
Yeah, Brad, I'm standing by with Mason Lane. It was big play after big play for your offense tonight. 4 total touchdowns for you. Describe what it was like to just show out on the biggest stage.
Yeah, it's awesome. I loved these last 2 years as a quarterback playing for my team and my community. And you know, it wasn't just me, it was our line, it was our tight ends and fullbacks making blocks, our receivers getting open downfield, so it wasn't just me.
A storybook ending for your coach, Dave Poles. How important was it for your team to come away with the victory for him?
It's awesome. I mean, our senior group has known Coach Pauls. He's like a second dad to us ever since we were really little, so it's really memorable to have an undefeated season with Coach Pauls ending it off, and it's awesome.
All right, congratulations, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
You couldn't script it any better. Back to you guys.
Absolutely right, Carly. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining us on this first day of the WIAA State Football Championships. We have given out 4 gold balls, but we have 3 more to give out tomorrow. We are kicking things off at 10 o'clock right here at Camp Randall Stadium, the first of 3 games. So we want you to come back for that. And, of course, all the football all day long. 10, 1, and 4, we're going to be here. We hope you'll join us then as well. What a showing for Lodi. The Blue Devils send their coach off in a storybook ending. Big 38-14 win. They're your Division IV champion. Great day of football in the books. 1 more to go tomorrow. We'll see you then. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been a presentation of the WIAA Sports Network.
Championships have been brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, reminding you to look for the Proudly Wisconsin badge to know you're getting the best quality and supporting local dairy farms. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation, 0 in Wisconsin.